working on it, but it's just I don't know how to. I'll take water. Thank you.
Yeah, it is hard. Can you pass me my phone, please?
Did you have somebody else come up with your like the P Poki look?
Yes. It's just the only difficult thing.
Thank you. Oh, Fiji water?
It's-
Damn, offline TV is fucking balling.
Actually, someone sent me that.
Really?
Like 2 ginormous
God, you got
cases.
the best fans.
Because I drink water from the tap. And they were like, that's disgusting. So they sent me Fiji
Yeah,
water.
maybe that's okay in Canada, and here you're gonna grow like a second head.
Yeah. Bad habit. But,
Jesus.
merch is always difficult. The secret to it is finding someone who already makes designs that you like and then giving them as much creative input as you can.
I don't wear things with design. Like, this is literally what I normally wear. Like, I wear like solid color clothing.
I mean, you could just sell merch that's like just solid color t-shirts.
Hey, do you have your own merch, Dom?
No, I have some ideas. Like, it just there was. So they tried to make me a logo where it's like IWD and the W is supposed to be like a scratch, like a claw scratch, like a jungle like Rengar type theme thing. But it just to me it just looked like feathers and like it didn't look that obvious because the scratch was like, is that like a W? Like what is that? I don't know.
Did you give them that feedback and they were just like,
Yeah, so I'm trying to. I think I need like a different type of
Do me
theme.
a favor, please?
Yeah, what's
and
up?
check our levels.
Oh shit, yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot of feds. Wait, are you actually trying to make this one of the most used?
It's number 17.
It's number 17 right now.
Damn.
Like,
Cause,
it's
do people
gonna
just
be.
spam it like when you're offline and shit?
They used to in my offline chat, but now they don't do it in my offline chat anymore.
Yeah.
That's
Because
dedicated.
like what I usually do is I just talk to people like in my chat when it's offline.
Yeah.
When I wake up, I like say what's up.
Mhm.
Like just all the time, I'm just like popping in because I always have it open on my
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
It's a little static.
Oh, really?
How staticky are we talking?
Oh, we're connected to the Wi-Fi on this thing?
You got an
Wait, was that a
Ethernet
golden
cord.
Fed 7? Is there a golden
there's-
Fed? Tier 3? Damn. I don't have any
But
tier
this
3
switch is gonna
emotes.
lag, but we might as well do that now.
Yeah, we might as well do it before it starts.
Chat. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can hear me.
What's the volume like, chat?
Chat, what are our volumes like? Is anyone extremely loud or quiet? Aside from Fed, because Fed's not actually at his mic.
So we should switch it, like disconnect from the Wi-Fi and have it. It's connected, so.
But I think if we reconnect, we gonna lose that Fed host, you know what I'm saying? It's good. Everyone,
just-
Poki, you are quiet. Turn me up, Fed. Turn me up.
I think if you just disable.
Actually, I
No,
think we're
that's
all
fine.
pretty high up.
Oh no, I was just saying. Like if
Make sure you're talking into the
yeah.
mic.
No, I was just wondering if you could like mute her. That could be.
I can do that really quick.
Okay.
That would actually be such a good episode. I'm just muted the whole time.
Yeah.
Voice talk.
I just feel bro talk.
Bro talk. It's an episode of Bro Talk.
Yeah.
That hijacks the stream.
Also,
Easy.
please be careful
My
hitting
stream
on the
now, sure.
table.
Right.
I didn't say
It
it.
shakes the camera, right? Oh no, it just makes noise.
Yeah, no, it's bad for the mic.
So wait, what do I not do?
Don't hit the table
Don't
and
Okay.
just eat the mic.
don't jizz on dresses, dude. That
Oh my god.
Can you please like give some context for that?
Okay.
Fed jizzed on some girls.
No.
Oh my god, that's not the context.
I don't remember.
Wait,
the
were you-
context.
were
Dude,
you
I have short-term
listening?
memory.
He told me.
Okay.
You tweet about it?
About jizzing?
No,
No.
the podcast.
Guys!
I'm sorry.
I did, yeah. I didn't do it on OTV though.
TD:.
Can you, no, actually, give context, because I know you're going to bring up the jizz dress at some point.
Oh, so super seducer, one of the options for like, the situation was, you've been friends with this girl for 3 years, and then she broke up with her boyfriend, and she invited you over to like comfort her, and then like the second option, like, so you get to choose what to bring. It's like, oh, you can bring like $12 bottle of wine or like champagne or whatever. So you bring her a $12 bottle of wine, and then the next option is
I think it was like, okay, you can tell her you like, get her to suck your dick.
Oh my
No,
god!
and he palms the girl's head and just starts like forcing it down. It's like, Jesus, man, this is a game for rapists.
And then the other option was, tell her I want to jizz. Wait, what was it?
I want to because you're supposed to compliment her dress, and it, like you had to comment on her dress. So it's like you could say like one of them was like, oh, that dress would look much better on the floor of your bedroom or something, and then the other one was like, oh, like I don't really like it. Was another one, and then one of them was, I want to jizz on your dress.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
What is this game
Disrespect.
called
And then he
again?
was like, you should say that to.
To who?
No, it doesn't matter.
I was just saying, if Poki's supposed to be a thing, I mean, you try these things out. And
I'm
in
gonna
real
need
life-
everybody to.
To chill
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
sec.
do
I'm gonna go
a
get
bit.
my notebook.
You have a notebook?
Why do you have a notebook?
Is it the
I'll
one
take
I got
notes.
you?
That's how I write down my thoughts. I have problems.
Articulating?
Without writing shit down.
Alright, we'll wait for you.
Well, it's still 10 minutes, right?
Dumb.
No, immediately.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
God damn, wait, come on. This isn't even live yet. We're just warming up, guys.
Dude, I changed the title and it didn't
Oh, what's the order of the topics, by the way?
change. Oh shoot,
no.
I don't think
Why?
I changed information.
Sure.
Note Meister.
Actually, what's the order of the topics, Poki?
It's as you see here.
Dumb banned by proxy. Jesus. I mean, it took Lonesome quite a bit to get banned, so I feel like
Omega lol.
I feel like I've got some leeway.
You got some time.
Fed, on the other hand, he's on his last straw.
It's this one.
Don't you get a reset on strikes once you become a partner? Or something?
Oh, I actually think so, but I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know about strikes. I never pushed the boundaries that much.
Oh, I'm in the wrong thing.
Boundaries of what?
Boundaries of these nuts.
Omega.
What nuts? What the hell?
You,
I'm just trying to get
To the
this
top.
obscure document.
Whose nudes are those?
Feds.
Oh
They're
shit!
always feds.
Why? What is that? What is that tiny thing?
What's up?
Huh?
Wait, what were you saying?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
whoa, who's that? Pretty.
Do you have the? Oh, never mind.
Hey Dom, so has it been announced yet that you're
Oh, Craig
joining
hasn't
TSM
corrected date.
and replacing Mike Young? Has it been announced?
Yeah.
Dom
Dude, we're
going
not
pro.
actually muted.
lol.
Can we talk about it on the podcast or no?
I mean, all I'm saying is I've been clapping out some LCS shows. Hey, where do you think they got Skarner from? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Wait,
saying.
really? Oh,
Hell yeah. They got it from.
You can thresh. Fucking Lantern.
Saint told me about it. I got Challenger with it. Then Panzer Dragon copied me. Then Svenskeren took it from Panzer Dragon, and then everyone started taking it from Svenskeren. That was the progression within it.
Holy shit.
It came from Saint. It was the original point.
Oh
Old
my
man
God.
Saint.
Dun, 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 dun. I love this music.
What is this again? Just elevator?
It's just elevator
just
music.
like the
best
game.
kind of
Do they
music.
know they're live? Wait, we're live?
Yeah.
Huh?
What? I thought these guys were just guessing what we were talking about.
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, how are these guys so smart?
They could lift
Chad
me-
is
oh, wait.
smart.
Yeah, they're geniuses. Especially when it comes to League of Legends. They
Yeah,
Oh,
they know their
definitely.
shit.
yeah, they
dude.
know their shit.
Whole chat's
Like,
challenger.
yeah, when I heard the majority of them were silver, it blew my mind. I was like, how?
There's
They're-
no
they're
way.
all-
There's no
I don't understand how they
way.
could all be better than me, but also be silver. It's like so unlucky. It must. Be
I mean,
like
there's
team fault.
nothing wrong with silver, you know. Silver is
Yeah.
What's so
I
funny?
mean, I think if you like don't compare it to human beings, I think that there's nothing wrong with being silver.
He's
Dude.
right here, Dom.
Wait, I've only played.
Silver Meister. That's a really good name.
I've played 12 games and I've won 10 and lost 2. I'm just gonna
I
say
mean,
that.
What
all,
elo
I
are
know,
you?
all I know is when Fed was my editor, he donated, like when I was doing OP.GG reviews, he donated me for an OP.GG
Oh,
review.
God,
He had
here
a
we go.
1 in 13 Tom Kench top game. Where he rushed-
I literally did it for the content. I literally did
Uh-huh.
just so you'd
Wait,
watch.
but you
So
weren't
you-
even
I-
streaming
I-
yet.
No, because I knew he'd watch it on stream. So I like, all right, how can I make this funny? That's how you make content when you're an editor. You like send shit to him to
Making
review.
content
That's the
even
most
years
desperate
ago.
shit I ever.
Yes!
heard.
Oh yeah, we
Okay,
were
wow.
desperate, dude.
That was a fucking struggle.
I
Jesus.
legit, I went into a ranked game. I was like, okay, I need to make content for our YouTube channel. I'm just gonna go top
Ben,
lane.
you can't admit to inting on stream.
I mean,
Oh.
you can because I've been seeing that shit for years.
Yeah.
Same for fucking years. You can run it down as long as you're not Tyler One and getting popular on Twitch. They'll let you do whatever the fuck whatever you want to do, dude. Run it down,
Goddamn.
rape, whatever. Like talk about whatever.
Jesus.
Okay.
Straight up.
One notch down. One notch down.
What about D Omega Lol C?
D Omega Lol
Doc.
M? You mean?
Doc.
What about him?
Oh, you guys didn't see the live stream, Phil?
The
No, what
doxing
happened?
stuff?
What do
Yeah.
But did he actually dox him?
I
Did Doc actually dox?
actually don't know.
No, because I'm pretty sure all he says is, I'm gonna find your house. And everyone's like,
All I heard him say is like, TOS, we do whatever the fuck we want on my stream. Like, I don't give a shit.
Damn, that's hypey. I gotta get on
that's
that shit.
hypey.
Well,
Yeah.
Twitch basically owns him, right? Or like he.
Yeah,
owns
I'm pretty
Twitch.
sure that's
Think
just his
about the meme
persona.
potential. Like the best meme I've got recently is like girlfriend difference. When I talk about jungle, it's like I just say jungle is girlfriend difference because people say top is jungle difference, so I say jungle is girlfriend
Wait, what's
difference.
girlfriend?
So like, whoever has a girlfriend will
Whoever
do worse?
has a hotter girlfriend wins jungle by default.
Oh.
Interesting.
What if you don't have a girlfriend?
Then you lose.
Oh.
What if she's
Wait,
Imagine-
why do you think TSM sucks, dude? Mike Young just no
Oh
girlfriend. Like it's
my.
over.
Ouch.
Aren't they
It's
like?
over.
Aren't they like? Middle of the pack, but like
There's
like
sixth
at the
place,
top.
I think, right
Yeah.
now.
Wait, there's six.
And
Yeah,
sixth,
but
yeah.
just imagine if he had a girlfriend.
Damn, where did?
They'd be first
Who's
place.
trying to take one for the team, for TSM?
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Poki, I mean, I'm just saying.
Not
I'm just-
interested in taking one for the team. Thank you, though.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
Ben
mean,
would take one for the team.
don't
right?
call yourself a TSM
me and
fan,
Chris, are you down?
Yeah.
The double team? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
go
what
right
if they
now.
have
From
two
there.
girlfriends? Is it?
man.
Does it
Then it's
add?
over. Then it's. Why do you think Saint was like the best jungler in the world for like season 1?
He had more than one.
He has so many girls. He had all the bitches. He had all the bitches, and he was the best jungler in the world. This
I
is
didn't
not
know
a
that was a
fucking
thing.
coincidence.
I
That's
didn't know
all
that
I'm
was a
saying.
But don't girls distract you?
And
That's what I
And
thought.
Fed's
So I
got
thought
no
it was like
girlfriend, he's a
whoever
silver,
doesn't
like-
have.
Wait, come on! I don't play. Come on.
it doesn't matter, dude. It's factual.
I thought it was gonna be the opposite. Like whoever does have a girlfriend is distracted,
No.
so they play worse. I don't know.
No. It's psychological.
Mm.
So what's the psychology? Oh, I have a girlfriend. I'm.
It's
I'm
Me and
testosterone,
Fed when we don't know
dude.
what to say.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Game of
legit.
the shit.
When you know you're fucked anyway.
Yeah.
Are we missing anything? We have
It feels
donuts if anyone's
darker in
hungry.
here.
Yeah. Ambition
think
had a
so.
fucking wife and he won worlds.
Ah, true.
Wait, actually?
True.
What a wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
No troll?
World champ. Yeah.
No troll.
What? Does he have a kid too? Just a wife.
No, not yet. When he
Because
gets a kid, when he
if
gets a
anything,
kid, it's
having a
over.
wife is, I think, better than having a girlfriend. I
It's
think.
just like having a super girlfriend.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so cute. Thanks for subbing Maru, Abby, Spicy Tuna Roll, Not a Support Main, and Wheezy.
37
If
months.
Poki was
Jesus.
real, Fed would be diamond. Hard agree.
Oh, God.
All right, see
Probably
you,
'cause
see you
I
at the
carry
top,
him,
boys.
but-
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks for subbing, Jack. Thank you for the 1 year.
So if I talk like this, it's not gonna pick it up, right? I gotta be like
trolling.
right here.
It'll pick it up, but this is much better.
Okay. I just have to
He's
face
got
this
a
way the
good
whole time.
radio voice, I feel like. I just
Do
realized that. I don't know. I felt
Oh.
it for a second, like the vibrations. you know?
Holy, my voice vibrates.
all
Your
the
voice is just-
vibrations.
It's just so fucked from like screaming that you just sound like
Me too.
good.
I've been developing a man voice. Like usually I'm supposed to be
Oh.
like this, but now I'm like dead inside.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm still waiting for mine. I'm hoping.
Tyler one donated $2 and said you fucking suck at League, lol.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? Oh wait, we all suck here. Thank you for subbing random and Mitch chose.
Sorry, I'm the lowest rank here. I was silver 3 last season, so.
Isn't Fed like silver 3 this season?
Okay, okay. First of all, I'm silver 2. I'm getting
Wait, Fed,
26,
you
26
need
LP a
coaching?
game.
You need coaching, dude?
No.
I can literally make you win every game in silver. I swear to God.
What I did is Irene came on the stream and he literally just like I screen shared with him and then he just like coached me.
Told you what to do.
No, he didn't tell me what to do. He said, "This is what you
but
you did
you
wrong. This is what you should do. This is what I would do. This is what you did."
Zyrene's too nice for that shit, I feel
Aw.
like. Like, Zyrene would be
Yeah.
like, you know what, Fed? That was pretty good, but you could do a little bit better by doing that. I'd be like, Fed, what the fuck are you doing? like, Like, how many chromosomes do you have?
Okay. Well, I mean, you're
Ouch.
right. That's probably.
You used to
I'd
coach,
go.
right? You used to coach for pay?
No. He doesn't. He OPG. Wait, you talking about the OPWs?
No, I did like a period when I was banned. I pretty much just like pseudo coached Curse,
Oh, okay.
and then they just.
Oh, I thought I meant random people just like sign up for coaching
No, I've-
lessons.
I've
I
done
coached
that.
someone once.
I've done that too.
What?
Yeah. No.
No, okay.
Wait, you're talking about me, right?
Jana, right?
No. Like I
Wait,
legitimately
wait.
coached someone for $40 like 4 years ago.
Damn.
Where are they now?
The most random
Did they get
shit.
better or worse?
We won the game. That's all I remember.
So
Wait,
one
you
game.
duo boosted? What the fuck? You duo boosted? 100%.
No.
Wait, it
I was like watching his screen. I basically did what Zyrene did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
You
should
said
do
we
this,
won
you
the
should do
game.
that.
I just assumed.
Yeah, because I was helping.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wasn't boosting.
I
Oh,
boosted
shoot,
a
it's time to
shitload in
start.
season 2.
All right, boys. Da-na-da-na-na-na-na-da.
Hey, oh fuck, I'm wearing the wrong hat. Whatever.
Wait, what's the hat supposed to be?
It's supposed to be my face hat. It's like the hat I always wear.
Oh
You
yeah,
do
the
have
one
a
with the
hat?
F.
For
Yeah.
merch.
Oh, no hats yet, but soon, TM, I'm sure.
If you have a hat, I will wear it every day.
I will give it to you for free. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 5th ever episode of Poki's
Oh,
podcast. What?
I thought it was 4th, but fuck,
It's 5th.
I don't actually know. Damn, there's been that
okay.
many? That's,
Yeah.
that's hyphy.
I know, right?
Damn.
Doesn't really feel like it. But welcome back. Today I'm joined by Fedmeister, editor and becoming content creator.
Editor? He's not editor anymore.
Yeah, I don't really know what to
Talent.
call him.
Talent.
I'm talent. I'm like a
Talent.
lol.
Yeah.
Chris Chan, incredible offline TV manager. And our first ever guest, I Will Dominate.
Wait, I'm the first
Yeah.
ever.
Yes,
Wait,
actually.
really?
Yeah, you're
First
actually.
ever
Oh,
guest.
shit, we made it.
Let's go. Let's go.
How does it feel to
Easy
be the
clap.
first guest ever?
Special.
Oh.
I dreamed of this moment. I knew the first time that Lonesome told me that he was gonna rape my
Holy
girlfriend.
shit.
I knew I'd.
Wait, she said rape your girlfriend and
Okay, guys.
detach limbs.
Let's build
I
up
remember
to
it.
that
And throw the
point,
corpse
okay?
Into the river.
Oh,
Yeah, I
actually, I,
remember
guess
that.
Janet was the
Yeah.
first guest, but she was like staying
Okay,
with
so you
us
probably
for
lied
so
to
long.
me then.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
no,
was-
it's fine.
First
But,
male
I
guest.
mean, yeah.
First male guest.
Janet's like a part of the family. That's
Oh, I
why
thought you were
she's
gonna
like,
say
not a
Janet's,
guest.
Janet's part male. I was like, I don't know about
No,
that.
she just feels like she's part of the family, so
Don't
I
tell
didn't
Toast
consider
that.
like an external guest. He's the first, like, where'd you come from?
She
type
told
of
me,
guest.
she told me last night that you were the guest. I had no idea that you were going to be on the show until like midnight last night.
Surprise.
Hey, I knew for like a week.
Surprise.
Wait, how did
it's
you know
'cause
for a
talked
week?
to
I
Fed
knew
too
for 2
much.
days.
Well, because we were like talking about you. We're like,
Uh-huh.
you think Dom would be a good person to
Even
be on the
before,
show?
even
And then
before
And I was like,
tweeted
no,
out,
bad idea, man.
because I tweeted
Like,
it
do you want your
out.
stream to get banned? Yes. Okay. Well,
Actually, what I said. That's literally what I said.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you probably spend way too much time listening to me.
No, I. Oh, well.
You have. If anyone doesn't know, Fed, before he edited for Offline TV, used to be Dom's editor.
For like a
Actually,
year?
2 years
I'm sure a
almost.
lot of the
Yeah.
folks at home know who you are, but for those who don't, do you want to, give a brief description of yourself, your career, anything else?
My name's D Omega Lil M, and I played LCS for a while. This was before franchising, when players made no money, and then
Oh,
I decided to stream to see how that went, and then Fed started carrying my YouTube channel, and then it started being good. I don't know, and I just
And-
kept on streaming. I liked it.
And then offline TV poached Fed.
And then
We
offline TV,
literally
poached
did.
Fed. Yeah, poach Fed, 100%.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel is dead now. Thank you.
It's not.
It's fucking dead. I've gained
Graphics
since
are-
you left. It's been 6 months. I've gained 20,000 subscribers. It's over. It's over. It's dead. I
Wait.
literally just sell out on there now. I go to sponsors. I'm like, hey, I got a lot of subscribers. You should sponsor me, and then that's literally all the income from the fucking channel. So
It was kind of funny because I remember when Fed decided to move into the house and he told me that. I remember this. You told me this is going to be your schedule. You're going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day. You're going
Four.
to.
Wake up at 4, eat, and then start work at 5.
Yeah, and then start working on Dom's video,
crazy.
finish Dom's video by noon,
Yeah.
and then start working on offline TV content.
Till the rest of the day.
How did that go, Fed?
he did that. For
Well,
a
I
while,
did that for like
Yeah,
2
he did that
weeks,
for a bit.
and then I wanted to
Month.
blow my brains out because it was just like literally work nonstop. So
Yeah. Honestly, if you have the choice between being an editor or being a content creator, choose content creator because that editing shit will kill you.
although the editing stuff really gives you like perspective and like helps you like really like I don't know, understand
Be a
like
better content creator?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True.
So before we get into it, we have a Q&A thread on the Offline TV subreddit. Just post your question there. We will read the questions or answer them at the end of
Upvote
the
the
show.
ones that you want us to answer. So yeah, at the end of the show, we'll go through them all.
And this episode is sponsored by... have you guys noticed...
Poki merch. I just came out with.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is
I don't know. You
different.
can have my sweater. if
Dom
you want.
ordered some though, which is so nice because we have
Aw.
some here that you could have. But
Now,
I
now I feel
appreciate
bad. I didn't
that.
actually order it.
Oh,
I just said I ordered.
he
I'll
just-
order it
he
later. I gotta
faked
order it
it.
later now. What the fuck? You put me on the spot.
You said it, dude. You said it.
So
I was just trolling. The context was,
See,
I'm like, I ordered my, because people were complaining about her merch. Like the second it came out, they're like, the site, I can't order it. It's like,
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, I ordered your merch about 20 minutes ago and it's still not arrived. What the fuck? Like,
So Poki, where can we get this beautiful merch?
At pokemerch.com. Thank you so much for asking. Actually, I know this other incredible merch site as well called offlinetv.gg/merch. Well, two great sites to purchase from. What
Yeah.
a coincidence.
Amazing stuff.
Does
If
our
you-
promo code still work?
what's
Hokage?
the
Yeah, Hokage.
Yeah.
Probably. It
Everyone-
works until you take
oh,
it
like,
off.
Hokage, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Everyone thinks it's a meme for some reason. That's what. Whenever I look at
Yeah,
how
but
many
it's
times the
actually
discount
not.
code's been used,
You
it's
should've-
like
you should've
5
just made it-
times for some
Really?
reason, despite the fact that we've
You
sold
should
a
have just
lot
made
of
a
merch.
discount code alpha. I bet you that would have sold so much better.
Probably.
All right.
So let's dive into our first topic. Poki, what is it? The
So,
Lonesome Ranger.
wait, before our first topic, anyone else have any shout outs they want to do? Dom, Fed?
Nope. I don't know.
When's your
No,
merch?
you're good.
When's your merch dropping? Fed?
In like a month?
Actually,
Oh.
Yeah.
can you leak anything?
There's gonna be a snapback.
Wait, is it all that streetwear? See, for me, I feel like I'm
Hype.
too old to be selling streetwear. I feel like streetwear like dies off. At,
Okay,
like,
I'm 33 and I just
And
bought
he's
a
rocking
bunch of
it.
streetwear because my wife
Dude.
wants me to
I-
look younger.
Yo,
It's
no
so
offense, no
funny.
offense.
Yo,
is this racist? I feel like it's like Asian people just look like better in it. It's like an Asian thing.
Oh,
right?
They
looks
just
better.
more style.
But that doesn't
stylish-
mean you can't
like
style it to
I
look
see
good
like,
on
like
yourself
an Asian guy's
as
like
well.
40. Like, so I have a story actually. There was a guy named Cam Yang, and he was a beast. He was the guy that did everything for OGN in season 2,
Mm-hmm.
and he was Korean, lived in Korea his whole life, but he had like this American influence in him, and he would wear like the most like hyped up like streetwear I've ever seen. He'd be in this like huge like yellow like jacket and stuff, and and like before the match he'd be like, yeah, after you win your match we go gangsta party. He would say that shit. And it was like 45 years old, and I was like, gangsta? What the fuck?
Gangsta party.
Yeah, gangsta party. But it's like he could pull it off when he was 45. I feel like if I wear like streetwear, it just looks like I'm
It's
trying
just
to be.
about the confidence, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Fed, how did I look like in
Okay,
streetwear?
so Chris, I woke up one morning and I'm like, we're going out somewhere. I don't know where we're going, but I see Chris
we were
and
going to look at a house.
oh yeah, we're looking at a house and Chris is wearing the tightest joggers I've ever seen in
How
the
big was his
pure
junk?
With
pure
an
black,
oversized.
oversized
You
hoodie.
can't just ignore that question.
And
What?
then with a
I
turtle.
said, how big was his junk? Like,
Oh,
You
no, you
can't,
can't see it.
because
It's
it's
oversized.
oversized.
oh, I thought it was super tight.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, it was super tight, but then he was wearing an oversized sweater, so you can't see anything. And then it just looked. Imagine your dad was wearing your clothes. I couldn't
Dude, I feel
control
like
myself.
we came out of our rooms at the same time,
Yeah,
and
and
our
we
rooms
saw
are
it.
beside each other, and we both look at Chris, and we both look at each
Each
other,
other?
and we just fucking laugh.
I couldn't control
so
myself.
good.
Get me out of here. I don't even on this
But
podcast
no, I would
anymore.
like to say at first, it was a bit of a shock factor, but I saw your most recent outfit with like that green jacket. That was good. That was good. You're improving. I'm proud of you, Chris.
I wish I could take credit, but it's all Rebecca. She literally just
Yeah.
went to the store. It's like, you're wearing this.
Damn,
this,
I wish
this.
I wish I had a
wife.
wife too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. She says
Yeah.
I look younger because of that. So
It's
I have to
true.
do it because there's a problem right now where everyone thinks I'm Rebecca's father. And it's just very, very awkward when we're in the store. Oh, like, your father. Yeah,
She
it's
call
just-
you daddy in public?
I mean, not in public if you're not me.
I'm just saying. That would probably be why.
yeah. So, and also, Poki says I look 10 years younger on this for some reason. The camera smooths my face.
No, it's so
and-
true. He looks like a little
it's
baby.
baby, dude.
Yeah, it like just takes out all of his wrinkles.
Yeah, in real life, I look like a corpse. So,
Can't confirm. Yeah.
Yep. Agree.
all right. So,
Moving on.
moving on
All
to
right.
our first topic.
Something pretty juicy, in my opinion, and relevant. Earlier this week, our lovely friend here, Dom, had a very interesting encounter with a fellow League of Legends streamer and player. named
Collins.
Lonesome Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
no, he's
Never heard
Yeah.
of that guy before.
I feel like Dom could tell this story or explain it much better than me since he's the one who actually experienced it. So just leave the floor to him.
So Lonesome's been inting me for
a couple years, right?
2 years. Two
Yeah.
years now. Like every time he sees me, he'll like, probably int. Most likely, depending on if I'm streaming.
Could you
or not.
describe the inting?
Oh, it's so good. So what he does is he plays the Riot system. See, Riot is the type of like the way that they detect whether somebody's inting is a lot off like how many deaths you have. So what he does is he takes Smite Nunu mid, like Smite TP, and Riot views it as like, oh dude, this is an innovative strategy. Smite TP Nunu mid. Like we're all for that. Like we want to bring, things in the bot lane that aren't just AD carries. We want to bring like junglers to the mid lane with Smite and teleport. So what he does is he takes Smite TP on Nunu and he follows me around and just out smites. Like there's no counterplay. When you're a jungler, there's no counterplay. You have a Nunu. Like think about how
Yeah.
annoying a Nunu is counter jungling you when he's on the enemy team. Then imagine when he's on your team and there's no like, oh shit, they're collapsing on you. Like he just actually takes every single camp until I'm like level 2. So it actually makes it look like I'm inting. Like I probably am more likely to get banned than him because
that's
I'm gonna be
true.
like 2-17 by the end of the game, like level 3. So yeah.
Be honest. Do you not Q dodge for the content?
Do I not Q? I don't Q dodge out of principle. If I Q dodge, that means I'm a
It's
fucking
like he's
pussy.
winning.
Yeah. Like I can't pussy out. I can't be like, oh yeah, he's gonna hit me. Well, I'm just gonna go hide on my other account. Plus, the real reason is all my accounts are in the same exact ELO bracket. So I tried like Q dodging and going on a different account, but I just get
He's
in the
still
same
in
game.
the same game.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
since I'm always in that same
goodness.
like master challenger game, I'm gonna get into no matter what. Might as well just like take it up the ass and just like pray that something happens.
You guys
Sometimes-
won one game. I made a
Sometimes
video.
you gotta take it up the ass for the greater good. Remember that, chat.
Yeah, done that
Oh.
multiple times. Yeah.
Good advice.
Unfortunately, I can't relate.
Oh,
Anyways, so what
Right.
happened during the game, and what has he done to you in the past?
So I mean, like I said, like that's his style of inting. So, I mean, obviously he like types a lot. So one of the first times that I met him, like the whole time that he started into me, it was because I criticized his Triforce Akali build top. Wasn't a fan of that.
He's a Kali main, right?
I'm not one to hold my opinions like in. I'm pretty comfortable telling people what I think. If I think a Triforce Akali build is trash, I'll say it. He was not happy with that, so he threatened to murder me, send a bomb to my house, cut off my girlfriend's limbs, rape her corpse, and then throw her into the river. Yes, yeah, that was a throw. Yeah, throw her into the river. Yeah, and then just like a bunch of just other like empty threats, like called me like the F word.
And this was all while you were
N-word.
streaming.
Yeah.
Was he streaming at that time? Because that was like a couple years ago, right?
He
I don't-
wasn't then.
I don't think he was.
But he was now in the
because
most
he got
recent
hyped
incident?
up because
Yeah.
of that. He started streaming.
Yeah, he started streaming because of me and like
Yeah.
tried to become like
He's like trying to be like, Tyler
Interesting.
One is personality.
But the
like,
thing is,
playing-
no, because Tyler Rowan was never like that. Tyler Rowan was like, you pissed me off, I'm running it down mid. He wasn't like, I'm gonna fucking decapitate your girlfriend, and, like
Yeah.
rape the corpse. Like he wasn't all that crazy. He was just like, you pissed me off, I'm gonna make sure you lose the game. That's how Tyler was.
So does he still stream now, or was he?
Well, he just got banned because apparently you're not allowed. Yeah, he got banned on Twitch because apparently you're
Good.
not allowed to like threaten to rape a partner's girlfriend. On Twitch.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Right. Has he been
Interesting.
banned on League?
I think
Unsure?
so. I think well, he got banned on like a couple of the accounts he used to do it on. I think he got banned on the new one. He hasn't into me since, so I hope he's banned. Like maybe he's just laying low for a little while. It's gonna name change, come back.
We'll see. So how do you feel while you're streaming? How do you feel during those moments where someone's just straight inting you or flaming you super hard? They're trying to get a reaction out of you on your stream.
I mean, it depends on like I guess the moment. In this case, I obviously was like I was kind of over it because I knew it was gonna happen. It's so old, right? Somebody into you for 2 years, eventually you're just gonna be like, fuck it. He's just, like you see him. It's like he takes his Nunu, he takes my red buff level 1. I'm like, okay, it's over. This is what's gonna happen. But at first, I think my first reaction was to message Fed. I was like, yo, make a video out of this shit.
I'd actually confession. I actually used to DM him and be like, "Yo, what kind of dumbass shit are you gonna do today to Dom?"
Yeah.
But like, he never actually like told me. But
Yeah, he doesn't plan it.
no, but because he always tried to Q snipe you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy.
No, so my first
So I'm like
reaction,
always ready. Like, okay, download the VOD.
Well, the thing is, I just think that it's like So he says a bunch of crazy shit, and I just don't think that any of it's true. Like, he doesn't strike me as the type of person that actually means what he says. Like, one of the tweets that he deleted after this recent thing was he's like, yeah, if a cop tries to pull up on me with no body cam, I'm gonna like leave him 6 feet deep or some like hyphy shit like that. I'm
Edgy,
like,
by the way.
I'm
6
like,
feet deep.
bro, you're like 5'7". You like, I don't think you're gonna just kill a cop, dude. Like, I just don't take it seriously.
Speaking of, aside from, you know, the obvious inting in game, which is completely against whatever terms Riot has, and I think most people would agree that that's a bad thing.
Yes.
Some people would say
It's bad, yes. Agree.
he's also said a lot of things to you verbally, but some people would say that you like aren't in the right to be offended by that kind of stuff because you're known for quote unquote flaming or
Yeah.
toxicity or whatever. Do you feel like there's just a line that can't be
Yeah, I
crossed,
think
or
there's,
how
like-
do you handle that?
Look, I think that as far as league goes, the most you can go, you can talk about girlfriend difference in the game. All right, like jungle, the way the game is balanced right now, jungle is about girlfriend difference. Hotter girlfriend wins essentially in the jungle. So that's just meta. Like, I feel like that's okay. But like when you start talking about like killing people and shit, like and just like sending them bombs, like all right. Also, just straight up, like I think it's kind of weird. Like I know that there's not supposed to be prejudice, but if I was a 22-year-old Persian kid, I would not be talking about sending bombs in the mail. I feel like that is not a good look. Like, especially with like what happened recently and just like the perception of that.
I don't think anyone in their right mind would say anything like that.
No.
Or
But, I mean,
I'm
I just
gonna
think
chop
that, like,
up
in
your
general, man,
girlfriend's
people have that
whatever.
in their mind, you know, like that is something that is like that is in this country. Like, obviously there was a huge like situation that happened where like there was like obviously like the Twin Towers thing. I feel like in that situation, you can't just ignore that there is a prejudice there and just be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get away with it. I feel like you should just be kind of like realistic. It's like, you know what? Like, I probably shouldn't be talking about like Trump deporting me and stuff as much as I do, and he probably shouldn't be talking about like sending bombs in the mail. Like, you got some lines that you can't cross. Like,
I've never come across toxicity like that. I don't know about you guys, but usually if someone says to me, "Hey Chris, you're bad," I start crying, and it's just really bad. But if someone told me they were gonna send bombs to me, I don't know what I would do.
For me, I like it when people like trash talk me because then for me, I like eliminate all the bad.
Trash talk or threaten? 'Cause I feel like
Well,
there's
a
bit of
reason why they're
difference there.
threatening you, right? Like if you're feeding in a game, like they're gonna threaten you. So you try to like, dissect, why they're flaming you and try to understand like from their perspective, like what did I do wrong?
I mean, the way I see it, I actually see it in a more fucked up way. The way I always see flaming is that's like a little mini game, right? Like, you're trying to win the flame war, right? So normally when it gets to that point where like you're flaming like each other that hard in game, the game's probably already lost. Like, straight up, most of the games where you're like intensely flaming your own teammates, it's over.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do to buy the
Isn't
time
it a
while your
loser's game then?
Yeah, but look, what are you gonna do to buy time while your team is declining the surrender vote? I think you just gotta try to like win the flame war. You gotta just come up with the better insults like in the moment. Like,
So when you know you're gonna lose the war, you try to at least win a fight.
I mean, that's
A
not even
battle?
a battle. Like, for me, it's just it's like fun to come up with like the quick like jabs based off whatever you have, you know.
Like if someone flames Dom, he's never the type of person to be like he's just gonna take. He will never just take it.
Yeah,
I've
hell
seen
no.
like 500 hours of footage of this guy. He never just takes
never
it. He
take it.
always says something back.
Yeah, I'll always come up with something back, and like I'll just try to come up with something that's better than what they said to me. You know,
As
like
a streamer or someone who like has a career based off of their Twitch, what line, like where do you set the line for yourself? Things that you can't go past on stream or on camera or whatever it is.
Racism, like sexism, like racism, sexism, like telling that people that you're gonna kill someone, like pretty much anything
Legitimate
illegal.
threats.
Yeah.
So you
like,
try to keep it to just mostly banter.
banter. I mean, I'm like the thing that's different, I guess, about me is like when somebody insults my gameplay, I actually hold my gameplay at like high esteem because I was like a pro player, right? So I consider that personal. It's like the same way. This is how I compare it. Like if somebody went to Fed and was like, "Yeah, you're a shit editor," like I feel like a lot of people take that personal because like that's what you do.
it's like the best thing
Yeah.
I do.
That's the best thing you do, right? So for me, my best talent in life is probably playing League of Legends. Like jungling in League of Legends is probably my best talent in life. So when somebody insults me like there, I'm like fine going like personal insults. I'm like And that got me in trouble
Because
on
you
Reddit.
feel like
Oh,
that's
I've
personal.
seen that.
Because for
Could
me,
you give
it's-
context on that?
well,
When you got in trouble on Reddit?
so pretty much Chody Walrus was a player that I was playing against, and we played 3 games. I smashed him in 2. The third one, he won narrowly, and then he started just like going off on me and like all chat like, oh, you're like washed up, like all this shit, and like I know who he is, so I pulled up a picture of him and I just started like flaming like his school, like his appearance, like pretty much anything I could get my hands on, because I just thought it would be funny, and my chat loved it in the moment, and Reddit hated it. They hated it.
Reddit hates
Yeah.
a
So
lot of
I'm
stuff.
just curious, how do you have that thick skin? Like, how do you ignore all
I
the
don't
hate?
think I
like,
have thick skin.
because I feel like, I
Really?
mean, you get a Reddit
Well-
thread on you, but you stream like it's any other day. For me, I feel
Because
that
it-
if I have one bad comment, if someone Reddit says I'm an old creep, I'm just, my whole day is.
Aw.
Well,
Well,
he
no,
responds.
I think you're just not as used to it.
I mean, the thing is, like, I play pro, right? And like, when you play pro, the things that people say on Reddit are so like dumb and far from the truth that you kind of like you get into
You
this
get
weird-
desensitized
You get
to
no,
it.
you just get in a mentality where you just think that they're all stupid. You're just like everyone on Reddit who comments is like dumb about League, right? Or they're dumb about what happens. So if that's your mentality, you see things and like obviously you understand how Reddit works. Reddit is about like how things are like clipped, how the title is, and then like no one's gonna go back.
it's
and
just like
situation-
clickbait. at
Yeah,
this
so it's
point.
like so if the title of something is like Dom like hilariously goes in on Chody Walrus, people will be like, haha, that was
so
good
funny.
shit. But if it's like Dom insults poor college student and his girlfriend, like the people are gonna be like, how the fuck could he? Like there's just a difference about like how it's presented.
How it's
right?
how it's positioned.
So what was funny is before that Reddit thread that blew up, there was another Reddit thread that was just like Dom flames Chody Walrus. That was like the title, and it was
didn't-
much more neutral. Like those people that were like yeah, I mean, Chody Walrus was deserved it. Like he shouldn't have said that shit. And like the other comments were like, I mean, yeah, it's Dom. Like if you go in on Dom, you better expect that he's gonna go at you. Like so that was like so it was more neutral. But then when the thread was like positioned negatively, when the title was like Dom like savagely verbally abuses like
bullies. I think
yeah
is the word.
like bullies like college student from Maryland.
physically
So you
abuses
read every
pets.
Reddit thread. So when you see
yeah,
one,
we've seen that.
you actually click into
Classic.
it and
Holy
read
shit.
every single
Yeah,
comment.
I read it. Yeah,
Damn.
I read everything. No, my favorite thing to do is actually go to the bottom. So
Oh.
I bypass all the upvoted comments, but I go to like the crazy comments.
Like the
the
controversial.
ones that are hidden.
No, the
Yeah.
ones that are like minus 54.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those I love those because they're so extreme. Like you'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, Dom called this guy fat. Well, I think we should go to his house and fucking kill him. And I'm like, damn, let's go.
Holy.
Holy shit.
That guy is yeah, no, I mean that guy's pretty
So
high.
you think it's like acceptable flame to, meme someone's looks or whatever if
Yeah,
they
like the thing that I don't understand is the whole community always calls me a crackhead, right? Like that's my whole meme.
they do it so much
Yeah,
and then
every
as soon as
stream.
you do
And then
it,
so I'm like, oh, haha, like crackhead. Like I like fucking one of my league accounts named is I will crackinate. IW crackinate
Yeah.
is one of my league account names.
I thought it was because of that
Interesting.
picture of you when you're really thin and then everyone.
No, it's because my eyes.
Your
It's
eyes
because
are
I
bloodshot.
have the dark circles, the allergic shiners.
Yeah.
Like that apparently makes me look like a crackhead. So I was always like, oh, crackhead. Like you can go in on someone's look. Like I never read Reddit and I was like, how dare you call me a fucking crackhead? Do you know like what I've been through? Do you know like I have allergies, motherfucker? This shit feels bad, man. Like I didn't do that shit. I was like, oh, they call me a crackhead, like whatever. They're like, I call them like silver and like subhuman. Like it's all good, like we both like have our things. But I thought it was so weird that the community that calls me a crackhead is now mad that I called someone fat. And it's like, what? Like, what the fuck? When I was fat, you guys told me I was fat until I got skinny. Like, that shit was good motivation. That shit was damn good motivation. I show up every day, they're like, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. I got my ass in the gym, I lost 50 fucking pounds. I'm like, now call me fat, motherfucker. Like, that's how it goes.
Damn. So negativity breeds motivation.
sometimes
I need
I
to
think
some
if you
extent.
have the right mentality
Yeah.
and you can handle it 100%,
I see. So I need a lot of hate
No, no,
directed
no.
at me. Like, hey,
Legit.
Chris, stop looking so old. And then
and then you get
You
like
know, I-
Botox.
Legit. We do IRL streams and people would comment about my titties. It's like
Oh.
Because I used to have like a
they
really,
firm?
really, I used to have really big pecs.
They're
you know?
hard now, right?
And then I got, went through college and, you pick up some weight.
Is that why we started
Freshman
going to the
15.
gym?
Yeah. So now I within like the last 2 months, I've lost 20 pounds just because like we start IRL streaming a lot more, like just because I've been seeing a lot more comments. And, like it's actually.
It makes you very aware of how you look.
Yeah. You just
those
take
comments.
you just take it and like use it in a positive way.
You know what's so sad? So the crackhead thing, like my mom follows me and she sees everyone calls me a crackhead, right? And she like found, she's like, well,
Oh
there's
my
like
God.
a procedure that you can have done to like remove. And she like gave like all this. She's like, I'll fund it. I'll like clear your ass. I'm like, fuck these kids, mom. Like, what the hell?
It's
They
not
actually
worth
want me to
it.
just, like, I'm not going through fucking surgery where they're injecting some shit into my eyes just to not look like a crackhead. Fuck it, I'll just be a crackhead.
I think it comes down to when you see comments like that, you're like, do I personally feel like this is an issue? Do I personally feel like I have some weight to lose? If so, you do it. If you feel like it's just people are going to shit talk whatever they want to shit talk and you're
Yeah.
personally fine with it, then you just go on with your life and you grow thick skin through things like that. But also, I'd like to say, I don't personally condone insults towards people's appearances, but I do think that if someone's willing to dish stuff out like that, they shouldn't judge others so harshly for doing the same. And, communities do that pretty frequently.
Yeah. Speaking of BM and toxicity, I know that you started a series called Cut the Western Shit.
Ooh.
I haven't seen
Great
an episode
series.
for a while, actually. Why did you start it, and do you plan on bringing it back soon?
Yeah, explain
Yeah.
the series for anyone that hasn't watched yet.
So I pretty much just find a topic
Oh,
that
God. Oh, don't tell me there's no pizza.
Do you want to check?
Yes, please.
Why
Give
is
us
it
a
every,
minute.
Okay, every
I don't know,
podcast,
who's
someone
gonna
pranks
bring
us
the-
with pizza for some reason.
Well, someone asked what toppings I wanted earlier.
Fed? You, what?
So before other episodes, they would send us this disgusting pizza
Yeah,
with
it
no
was like
cheese,
no
no
ch-
sauce,
But
avocado.
pineapples, avocado, jalapenos, like the most nasty stuff.
But last episode, we requested them to give us a pepperoni pizza and I think a cheese,
And
we
they
sent
didn't
for
bring
them.
the cheese.
And no, we asked them
They
to pay
didn't
for
bring
it,
the
and they
damn
did.
Cheese. Yeah, but they didn't bring the damn cheese. Is it cheese?
I asked for beef.
Cheese and beef?
All right, but out of principle, we don't eat the pizza.
Why? Because you think that somebody like jizzed on it or something?
No, just because we don't want people delivering
Yeah,
pizza. So what we
yeah,
do is
yeah.
we throw it
We
out, and we
don't
definitely
eat
don't
the
eat it after the
pizza.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a lie. That's definitely a lie.
So yeah, I'm just curious. For Cut the Western Shit, are we gonna see that come back?
I don't know. I mean, one of the things I liked about Cut the Western Shit is like.
Well, wait, explain
Oh,
the
wait.
segment
Okay,
first.
so
yeah.
Cut the Western Shit. I have a show on my channel where I just.
I asked for it.
You say you love him? Is that what
No,
I-
no,
Oh,
no.
I said, is it cheese and beef?
Oh, I thought I heard.
What are you hearing?
I swear that's what I
Holy
saw him out.
shit.
I mean, maybe
Trolling?
not.
Check the bottom.
I'm just saying, like it could have happened, but so
Explain.
I have a show where I find something that I think is like super dumb in the community. One of these just complete pieces of bullshit that just floats around, and I've always seen that and just been to myself like, that's not what the fuck happened. Like, you guys know what the fuck happened, but
Yeah.
to me, I kind of was like, oh, when do I make a show where I just actually script something? I get all my thoughts out there, but then I also like infuse it with like some humor and stuff. And then, I mean, part of the reason why I was doing the show at first was like I was doing it with Fed because I always thought that our like sense of humor complemented each other like really well.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, dude, I got synergy with Fed, and this is something we could do that will just be different than other content that's out there, which I think like Fed is always down for, like doing like new
Just
shit.
new, innovative, like different shit.
Yeah.
That's always been like.
So I mean, the first thing was obviously Reckless crying on stage. I'm like, bro, you lost to like one of the top Chinese teams when you're the third place team from EU. Like, that's not a surprise. That's not a game where you like. I know the games where you feel devastated. That's when you lose to a team you feel like you should beat.
Yeah.
When you lose to like a team that's way fucking better than you, you're not sitting there like, man, I can't believe this shit. I thought we were gonna win. No, you're just like, yeah, they spanked us. Like,
I think his teammates were like weren't even consoling
Yeah.
him because they were like, oh, this is just typical.
yeah,
like,
this is reckless bullshit. That's so I wanted to make a show where I called out like random bullshit I saw.
In like a comedic
Yeah, in a
manner.
comedic way, like,
that's
try to make
also
it
entertaining.
entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like you always have to
Comedic.
deliver things like that
Yeah, I
in this
mean,
type
if
of
it's- if
community,
it's
or else
just-
people just like
The only
Don't
the
care.
only episode that I thought was like more brutal and less comedic was the Night Blue episode. I thought that was
Holy shit! I actually completely forgot about that
That
until
was-
now.
That one
Sweat.
was taken down, right? You guys kind of
Yeah.
resolved
Oh,
and
yeah,
sorted
'cause
things
you
out.
resolved
Because at the time I had some deep so I
Rooted
really so I really went
resentment.
fucking ham.
So what was
But he's
what
cool
was
now.
the issue with Night Blue then, and why did you guys take it down afterwards?
Well, I don't think we took it down. I think it was
Yeah.
actually
it was,
DMCA.
it was
Oh.
DMCA'd, but then they released it. Pretty much,
Fuck, I don't actually remember.
we had
what
beef
I
with
was-
I had beef with like Night Blue. He like he talked some shit about me on his stream, and I was already like disliking him. So when he did that, I was like, ooh, now I have a chance. I'm gonna go the fuck in, because I was thinking about making the video before, and I was like, damn, this is kind of weird. Like you know, he like followed me on Twitter and shit, and like we talked on Skype before, so. It felt weird. It's like, damn, I wonder if this guy thinks that we're like on good terms and I'm just gonna drop this fucking video just shitting on him for like 10 minutes. I thought that'd be real fucking awkward. So when he was like, oh yeah, I hate Dom, like he's two-faced, some shit like that, I was like, let's go. Like, let's fucking go. Motherfucker. I had fucking shit written down. I'd already found the VOD because the thing that was.
I
that-
love how you said he was gonna delete it, so you downloaded it, and then
Yeah,
he
I
did
mean-
delete it.
I mean, the thing that was funny was I was watching the stream when it happened, and I immediately when I was watching the stream, I immediately was like, "Yo,
Download
Better
this
get this
VOD,
shit.
yeah,
because it's gonna be gone.
yeah." So
That's 500 IQ.
I mean,
Content
it was,
creation.
It was mainly just like, "Hey, I just saw this shit. Let's make a video." Like I let him handle whatever, but it was just like, "Hey, this just happened. This is gonna be fucking good. This is like great shit to make a video on."
And then Dom sends me this he like says he's gonna work on the video. I'm like, okay, I wonder how good it's gonna be. And he sends me a what was it, like 4-page like essay of just like what he's gonna say on stream, and I'm just like, holy shit, I guess we're fucking going in on this shit.
Yeah. So we went in, but then afterwards, I talked to Night Blue, and like we had like just a real talk. People
So
think
it's
that.
DMCA'd, but
So it's
then you guys
DMCA'd.
kind of resolved it behind the scenes.
But then I just talked to him for like 2 hours. And when you talk to somebody for 2 hours and he's like, and we actually went back super far. We went in depth. We went like tweet for tweet. It's like, yeah, this is like, we were like boys back then.
Yeah, so did I with him.
No, it was serious.
we
it was
were
like,
boys back. This is the transition of your
no,
friendship,
yeah.
basically.
No, we literally went through our whole friend. It's like, yeah, we were
Holy.
cool back here. Like, you remember like when like you said that shit about Cutie and then I talked
Careful.
to you off stream. Oh, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
talked to you off stream and then like you resolved that shit with Cutie and then it's like, okay, but then here you tweeted this, which I didn't like, and then here we played a game in solo queue and you're against me and like I didn't like the way you were like portraying me, like I didn't think that this was fair. So we went through all that shit and at the end of it was like, yeah, I mean, I don't like hate you enough to like, because the next option was literally we either legally pursue it, like we both pay for lawyers and we just make
Which is
sure,
what we were pretty
Jeez.
serious
Yeah.
about for a while.
which is what we wanted to do.
Damn.
Or we just like drop it. I mean, the thing that I liked is the videos were still out there. Like if you search
If
hard
you
enough,
looked hard enough,
If
you
you- if
find
you
them. 'Cause
search
people are
hard
gonna
enough-
download it,
and
re-upload.
it was just like, oh, like it already had the huge hit, right? It was up for a full day. It got 370,000 views in that one day, and then it got taken down. So it's like we could just like call it off, or we could just go hard. The thing that I really didn't like is if we go hard, it's just so much. It's so time consuming. Like there's
It
a
really
30-day
is.
period. So the way that it works on YouTube
oh my
is
god.
they can DMCA you, right? And then there's a 30-day period
that they have
that they have
yeah.
to like cancel the DMCA or like say that it's valid and you can't do anything. And then at the end of that 30 days, then they can either choose to like go through with the DMCA or not again. And then at that point, then you start doing all this shit. So it's like, okay, minimum we can stall this.
H3 already went through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Minimum we can have this shit drag on for at least 30 days before the video gets up. And it's like, who the fuck is gonna care in 30 days about this dumbass video? Like, it's just not worth it.
So what I did is I literally uploaded the video to Google Drive. I tweeted it and I was like,
Oh yeah, you're like
everyone
funny
go
ones.
onto YouTube,
remember that.
upload this shit,
Yeah.
fucking spread it like AIDS, and let's fucking go. You know, like
yeah, I respect that. That was so hype.
yeah.
Jesus.
And it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And they tried DMCing all of those, but like there were still a bunch that like
Yeah,
I
that's
found.
too many.
So you guys kind of talked it out after that and are okay, or
Yeah, we talked it out.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
You didn't feel the need to like really have the
Well,
video
when you
out there
talk to someone and
after
he's like,
you
"Hey,
talked
I'm
through
sorry
it.
about that, and I shouldn't have done that," and then you're like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that either," and like you
Yeah,
have
you-
it's really hard to then be like, "But fuck you, bitch! I'm coming in 30 days. Like, like, I'll see you in 30, bitch." Like, no, it's just too fucking, it's too crazy. Like, I'm trying to stream tomorrow, man. I'm not. Like,
yeah, legit.
I don't have time to be talking to
I'm
lawyers.
trying to review OP.GG's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, if you're in a flame war with somebody in the game, if if you're locked in a room with him, you can hash it out, and everyone's good and reasonable. At the
It
end of the
depends.
day.
I'll give them an opportunity. But if they're saying some crazy shit after that, I mean,
Yeah,
the flames continue.
Dom,
like
can
if
you
you
please
and-
close
Sorry.
mic yourself?
So if you and like
Yeah,
Lonesome Ranger and the other
mic
guy.
closer.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
How close
oh,
it's
yeah.
gotta be?
Right.
Chat, can you hear this?
Yeah, yeah.
I-
Right
my
there.
lips-
That's
Poki, calm down. What the fuck?
My lips touching.
Lord,
Like,
this isn't fair.
Sorry,
right
go
here.
on.
This is
Oh,
a microphone.
I'm gonna need you to
I was just saying.
hashtag stop Poki.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, sorry, Chris, you were saying?
I actually lost my train of thought. It's all right.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I think. What's the next topic? I think we move on to that one, unless someone else has something to say about toxicity and everything. Actually, no. Sorry. When is are you bringing back Cut the Western shit?
The thing is, I really like doing it with Fed, but like Fed's fucking blowing up.
Aw.
I don't think he's editing anytime soon. So
No.
Be another editor.
Yeah, no,
right?
Well,
he's
I really
really
enjoyed doing
not.
it. That's
I mean,
the problem.
the thing that we probably do is like one of them I did that wasn't edited by Fed. I just like had him give like direction, just like watch it over and just be
Even-
like,
That
"Alright,
actually helps
do
a
this."
ton.
Even then, like I was still so fucking busy because I was traveling,
Yeah.
and like it was so hard to like give like, because it's so you have to be very specific,
Specific.
for stuff like this. Because if you're, you know, if you do something wrong, it could be bad for everyone.
Fed just has like a good mind about knowing exactly what to show for every. Like, I didn't realize how hard editing was until I tried to make the Western shit without him, and like you actually have to go through and be like, at like 5:04, you need to put like this on the screen here. It's like, okay, no, like not like that.
and,
You
like
gotta
timing
change it.
and
Yeah.
pacing and like that all matters.
Yeah, it's like zoom in on like the face here, like cut this like this sentence off like a little bit earlier, so it's more of like a hard transition. All that shit is just so difficult. Actually, it's insanely difficult. So
Yeah, definitely don't take your editors for granted. They put in a lot of work.
yeah,
all
or
the
they'll
time.
leave
It's
you
not-
for offline TV. That shit sucks.
Yeah, but you can give them the shitty room. That's
Or they'll just become a content creator.
True.
Or that.
One quick thing before we continue. Are the dogs? What's going on with the
Do
dogs?
you want me to go cuss them out really quick?
I think they're just barking at.
I'll just
Are
get the
they in the
chancla out
room?
and I'll
Yeah, they're in
fucking
my room right
give them
now.
nalgada really quick.
Don't know get at the dog.
I nalgada dogs all the time.
What?
Yeah, like nicely, you know.
Aw. Yeah, I like to
Like
pat
here, I'll show you.
Maggie's butt.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Lord.
Pardon? If you can, I just don't know how you could.
Just give them some of the pizza. And
Now,
then
gotta.
calm
Give
them
me
down.
some of the pizza.
Yeah, just throw the box in
Oh,
there
mega lol.
and they'll be quiet for a little while. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know how
how's
you
life?
handle that kind of stuff, that toxicity. I guess.
Really?
I was
You
born
become
into it.
desensitized
No,
to
the
it.
truth is this. I feel like I'm pretty old for like a league player now.
How old are you?
I'm 27. And I
Okay.
feel like for a league player, that's pretty up there, right? For players that are like still high elo and like decent at the game, that's pretty up there. So I come from a different era of playing video. Like when I used to play, like games like in communities and shit, it was pretty much as long as you didn't call someone the N word, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted. That's like how
Yeah, do you feel like the gaming community is becoming
people are
less
so
and less
sensitive.
flame and more
People
and more
are
sensitive?
so sensitive now.
Yeah.
Like I'll type something in my I'll be like, hey, you should have bought this instead. They'll be like, toxic, what the fuck, flame. Like,
I
they'll be
guess that's
spamming my
kind of
flame
just
emotes.
like
It's like, god damn.
a general thing, not even just specific to gaming.
No, people are just
people
like
are becoming
yeah, they're so sensitive.
no. It matters a lot more to be like PC and careful about exactly the words that you say. And
Why is that? Like,
Cetera,
I noticed like
cetera.
some words have become kind of like taboo now,
Like,
like,
when-
that weren't maybe 10 years ago. Like, is that just because?
When I grew up playing games, like
Yeah.
people would just say like, oh, I raped that dude. Like that was like a thing. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, like I just got raped. Like whatever. Like that was just
Yeah.
thrown around. Now it's people are like, R word. What the? How dare you? Like,
Next thing you know,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
they've got-
say like shit or the F word or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
No, it's
Eventually,
crazy.
I think
society
to
will just
some
become-
extent
I
it's
just
good,
die.
but it's also kind of a slippery slope. People just become overly sensitive about everything.
Especially on the internet.
Anyways, oh hi Pekka, how are you?
How is Universal Studios?
Wait, so I got the dog treats and I literally just
like emptied
Oh,
the bag
all of it?
upside
yeah,
down.
it's
and
like
just
a
"Oh, no."
pile.
Perfect.
Okay, so
That should last
it
them the
worked,
whole thing.
I think.
Nice.
So I keep their mouths
Okay,
shut.
have some donuts.
Oh, we have some pizza in the kitchen that we're not going
Why
to
do
eat.
you think it's me?
At all.
I know someone.
And
some
they paid
mystery
for
person
it.
Keeps delivering pizza.
God
to
bless.
us.
At least they paid.
I blacklisted our house, but they don't. They
don't
don't
care
respect that stuff. They don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
the hell, that's free money for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, next topic would be, should content creators or streamers or YouTubers in general be considered role models? at all. Does it depend on your target audience? Because like some people are literally Minecraft YouTubers. You know the majority of their audience is like 12 and under.
Yeah.
Is it their responsibility to behave a certain way? Because you see a lot of situations where parents will like give flack to streamers, creators, even celebrities for behaving a certain way and them not wanting their kids to be exposed to that. So
I don't know. For me, it just seems so ridiculous. It's like I got big on Twitch because I played a video game well. That was like the main. I'm not joking around. Oh, I've got this great personality and that's why I got fame. No, I played League professionally and then people started watching me because of like how I jungled, right? Why the fuck would I be a role model? Like, where does it come into the oh yeah, I'm like a superior human being. Like, sure, I can be like your role model in terms of like jungling, but in terms of life, like what the fuck? I was 21. I dropped out of college and played video games full time since then. Where the fuck did I learn like the life lessons? I'm so far behind life skill wise.
if you were to look at your demographics and see that, just hypothetically, I know this isn't the case.
I actually have. So
Yeah. So I know it's probably not like 12-year-olds and unders, but if you did see that and you like, would you take that into consideration? Or would you feel more pressure to behave a certain way?
I don't think Dom considers anything. to be
yeah, I
fair.
wouldn't give a fuck. I honestly would not give one fuck. No.
I think for me it's a little different because I'm an IRL streamer. I think more than I am like gamer streamer. So obviously, I feel like there's some sort of like responsibility or a line that I like cannot cross. Like I'm like, boys, on the real, like, don't do that shit. Like,
So, like,
I always
don't-
have.
I think
like-
it's so important to have that
Yeah,
disclaimer.
it's just like,
I agree.
Don't jump the Christmas tree.
Okay, I have moments
don't
of
break
like
our
troll, but like that's not the
bench
worst
and,
thing you
like,
can
know,
do, right?
Right?
But I think it's important to, especially if you're in my position and like doing very IRL-y stuff, to draw the line for your viewers and like try.
Wait, why are they out of the room?
I think because Pekka got home. Sorry.
Pause.
Sorry. Don't worry, we can edit the VOD, right?
No, because this records a specific tracks.
Oh, can you sync it up though later on? Pretty sure you can.
Becca ruined the podcast.
Can you guys hear us? Okay, so the dogs basically tripped a cord, which disconnected our sound system.
It's just a little like make out break, you know? You feel
Yeah,
me?
it's okay. Don't worry, with the power of editing, we can make it look like it didn't happen. Right?
True.
Beck?
If the podcast version of this sucks, the audio version, I'm so sorry.
Are we back?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
back.
We
Looks
back.
good.
Yeah. So has anyone looked up to you as a role model? Like, has anyone
People-
said, Dom, I wish I could be like you?
Of course, but
Oh.
but then when I see that, I hope that they understand. You can have somebody be like a role model in certain aspects, and you don't have to copy everything they do. Like for example, let's say I'm like a 16-year-old girl. I'm growing up, and I want to be a Poki main. Like I want to be Poki main when I grow up, right? So I'm like, oh, what does she do well? Like, oh, she's like funny on stream. I like that she interacts with her like subscribers, things like that, and like. They can take that stuff, but they don't have to be like, and now I'm just gonna play Orianna and miss every single shockwave. Like that's not being like an idol. Like, you can't be like, oh, I love Michael Jackson. I love Michael. You know what? I'm gonna touch little boys. No, no, you cannot take everything. You gotta take the good
I think
and
that's something.
leave out the bad. And,
No,
you know?
I completely agree, but that is like a lesson that you have to learn. That's the thing. And I know that a lot of like 12 to 14-year-olds haven't learned that lesson yet. And when they do look up to someone, they look up to them in all aspects. So that's why I try to take that into consideration in the things that I do. Obviously not 1,000,000,000%. I know I'm not going to behave like some kind of angel, but it is also good to, tell people that, because I know I didn't feel that way forever. I had to learn that some of the people that I look up to, you can't just think they're like God and everything they speak is true. And you can't be yes men to people all the time, because everyone's wrong sometimes. Everyone messes up
I just
sometimes.
feel like you can like look up to people and take good, like I watch all the league streamers, right? And I try to just see like, oh, this is something that this person does well. This is something that this person does bad.
Put
and
it
just,
together.
Yeah, and just try to put it together and like take what I like from people. That's just in general. I feel like you can learn something from every single person, but I don't think that setting yourself being like, oh, I need to be exactly like that person is beneficial. Like you can like my stream and be like, hey, I like Dom when he's funny, but I don't like him when he gets like sensitive and like flames motherfuckers on Twitch. Like you don't have to copy everything.
Legit, like I think the main reason I got into like my habits of like, my work ethic really is because you'd always wake up every single day at like what time do you wake up?
Midnight.
Yeah, midnight, and
Just
then
stream.
you stream till like 9-10 a.m.
Yeah.
And like I was like that actually inspired me to like wake up every day and then do like I think I did like daily videos for like a month or two. And I think that largely contributed to like my work ethic.
Hey, thanks, bud.
But everything else I was just like, yeah, I cannot be anything like this. This guy fucking flames everyone.
Yeah, it's just important to separate that kind of thing.
So I'm just curious, as you guys were growing up, who did you guys look up to when you were younger, and has your opinion of them changed at all? Like Poki, I know you just spoke recently that you look at someone but you take the bad with the good, and sometimes your perception changes. Like, were you speaking from experience? Did you look up to somebody before?
Yeah, for example, when I first started streaming, when like bigger streamers would talk to me, I would just be like, holy shit, like you guys are God. And I thought because they were like so successful or they had done so much with their career, like I would just take what they said for gospel basically. But again, I started streaming when I was like 17, so I realized I learned a lot over those years, and that even if you do look up to someone, you still have to take what they say with a grain of salt and realize that not everything that they do or say is gonna be right because you admire them for whatever it is.
Who did you look up to when you were younger? Just specifics. You mentioned like some streamers. Any examples?
Oh, when I actually don't think when I was like super young I had a lot of like people to look up to, but like nowadays, especially since I watch more YouTube, I look up to a lot of people on YouTube mostly for their positivity. So like my mindset has changed in that sense, that it's not so much about how successful someone is. Now it's more so about the kind of messages that they send, because I'm trying to figure out like what I need to hear, and that positivity helps.
So who do you look up to right now in terms who gives that
Jen
positive
M.
message?
You guys aren't gonna know who she is, but she's like the cutest, most precious YouTuber ever. And I also kind of relate to her because she's a content creator and she knows the negativity that can come with that. So when she tries to be positive, I can relate to that and learn from her experiences.
It's weird. I think I know she is. She's an Instagram person
yeah,
too, right? Because like I actually manage Scar's Instagram account, so I post for him, and he actually follows her. So whenever I go on his account, I see her. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know who this person is, but I guess it's a YouTuber. How about you, Dom? Have you looked up to anyone when you were younger? Like when you were aspiring to be pro, did you look up to anybody?
I didn't look up to like people in League, for example, because when I started playing League, there was no one to like, there was no pros or anything, right? So when I was growing up, I just looked up to people that were really good at something, and I would just try to envision. It's like, oh, if I want to be really good, I have to put that work in. So I mean, it sounds kind of like weird, but I looked up to like Biggie a lot because I was like, this guy had a fucking hard life, and he became, in my opinion, like the best lyrical rapper of all time. And you listen to him now, and it's like, wow, he's actually better than people are right now, and he's been dead for like over 20 years. So for me, I wasn't like, oh, dude, like.
Fun.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know.
Are you memeing? Or?
He's trolling for
Okay.
the content.
But I just like respected like his grind in terms of just being good at something. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
so he puts in time. He like spent time in jail for like 10 months straight just writing lyrics, and it's like, yeah, he spent all that time grinding where other people weren't doing that, and then when he came out, he was just better than all of them. So it just inspired me to grind, like, so I wasn't like, oh, I need to go sell some crack. It's like, no,
You're inspired by the work
Like,
ethic.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
picturing you playing League with his music, kind of like on your
I
headphones
love
and-
it. I play his music all the time on my stream. That was actually how I started. My stream is essentially what I used to do when I was by myself, but now I just have people watching. Like, that's how I used to play League. I used to just put on Biggie and just grind, because his music like inspired me to like play hard in a way. It's like, oh, he's like rapping about like killing people and shit. It's like, yeah, now I want to fucking kill some people too.
Oh
Like,
my god.
in the game. Come on, I'm not crazy.
Fed,
I'm
is
not
there
Lone
anyone?
Ranger.
Is there anyone that you looked up to when you were editing or just starting out?
When I first started out, I think Freddie Wong was like my idol. Like I worshipped him. Like the thing I liked about him is that, he'd make this badass shit, right? And like I'd fucking watch all of it. But what he'd also do is he'd have like really thorough like behind the scenes stuff. And like right now, I would never take the time to do behind the scenes stuff 'cause that takes
It's a lot of work.
It takes so much energy, and it's just like why would I
know
do
who
that?
Freddie Wong is. I feel like I should.
Rocket Jump?
Do you know who Jimmy Wong
Wong
is?
Fu Production.
Is Jimmy Wong?
Rocket Jump Studios? You've never heard or seen his stuff?
What is that?
It's like this.
Is it YouTube or is
Oh,
it what?
man. Yeah, they're YouTubers, and
I
they
don't
create
know
these
shit,
really
man.
elaborate sketches. You must have seen their stuff. Like you have. It's.
Who's trolling?
Oh,
That's Scara?
yeah, I think that's Scara.
Damn, he shut up quick. What have you done to him? My God, that was brutal. Who's trolling? Oh, sorry. God damn it, I remember last time. Like Jesus.
No, but I really respected his grind and like his like just the amount of effort he put in. Even though they were like 4-minute, 5-minute sketches or skits, like the amount of effort he put in is like insane. And like it just inspired me to like try new stuff. Always try and learn new stuff. Because that's one of the things I think it was his one of his tutorials, like legit what he said is whenever you watch something that's like better than yours or whatever, like try to like take a concept, like one small concept, and like apply it to the rest of your work every day. So do I say like a lot?
I guess because there's.
Don't worry about
That's-
it.
I-
You're doing great.
But I remember
bud.
seeing that in Fed because when you just moved into the house, I remember what made you really different was you didn't know how to film stuff. You had a general idea of what it was to even get a camera and build one. But you ordered all the parts on your own. You did all the research on Google.
Actually,
and
the
you
camera broke, and so I literally had to like order pieces and then take apart a camera and like slowly like try and
Learn.
dissect and like learn how to fucking actually how a camera works.
Yeah, and you would like, oh no, you would put this camera together, take it apart, and you would film random stuff and like apply random filters and stuff like that. So I really admired about that. Like I admired that about you when you just joined the house, and I figured like, okay, we're gonna do some really cool stuff because
Was it
you're
better
always
than
gonna.
The first time you tried filming.
Oh
in-
my God.
In New Jersey.
Wait, what happened the first
Whoa,
time?
holy shit! I can't believe.
Story time.
No, I mean, this happens with everyone. Like the first time you try and do something serious, like you're gonna fuck. Like you will always eat shit in your life. Whatever you do in life, you're always like fuck up somehow. And I was offered by Team Liquid to like shoot some stuff with Dom for a commercial, and I was the only person that went.
So we flew to Atlantic City. So we flew from LA to Atlantic City, and then we had a bunch of like stuff to do. You had to film a bunch of B-roll, and then we went to like the Copa America finals. Yeah, Messi's last game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Messi's last game, and he had to like film me, and it was supposed to be like all epic. And then when we came back, they were like, yeah, all this footage is garbage.
Shit, there was like a
They
piece of
scrapped it.
hair. There's a piece of hair.
Oh,
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And
So-
like,
So they made me go again. they're like, we gotta fucking Fed, man. I had to go again.
and I fucked up. And you know what? I learned from it. Like, I'm actually so happy that happened. Because at least it happened there with Team Liquid. And, because Team Liquid, who wants to work for Team Liquid? Omega Law.
Yeah, that's the
They're
word
always
for Team
fourth.
Liquid.
No, I'm just
Could we
kidding.
pause real quick? I do need to. Could you ask them to? Did you
Oh, I
either
never
close
sent that
The
message?
door or ask them to go elsewhere.
The first time.
And then Dom did it.
You guys need to stop talking.
Yeah, I'm podcasting. The audio's gonna freaking hear it.
zero talking.
Please. Do you want me to close the door or you guys just gonna stay here?
He's like, oh wait, you mean when I was talking? I shouldn't talk.
Yeah.
What a day.
It's okay.
What was I saying?
Can they hear us now?
What was I talking about?
You're just shit talking Team Liquid. Oh my lord. She's lost
Okay,
it, boys.
yeah.
No, but I think.
No, wait, is the camera all messed up?
She has literally lost it.
No, but actually, wait, what? No.
No, it's.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
wait, no, it is messed up. Isn't it?
Yeah, it looks a little weird, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does look a little weird. Down.
Down.
Oh, that's okay. That's good. Yeah. Right, guys.
Kind of. It's like the names are a little off again because we can't see the full thing, right? Yeah. Sorry. Just yeah.
No, it's okay.
Actually,
I just
how does the camera look like?
Left.
Oh, move.
Can you move it
So move the camera a
left.
little.
Yeah, towards me and Fed. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, like I was saying,
Thank you,
Is
Becca.
it a little?
work.
It's fine.
Okay, like I was saying, working for Team Liquid was cool, but like I think I learned that like ultimately I don't think I wanted to work for a team, pro team, because they're pro players. They don't really have like fucking extrovert personalities. They're not really bubbly like we are, you know. So it's very residence. No offense, but now they're cool. You know, they have DL. It's more entertaining. They got they're working on their
True.
story. But I learned a lot from like Damien. I learned a lot from Ian, like all the production people. And I was like, you know what, this probably isn't the right time. So I went to Exile, and then we did like YouTube for like 2 years or some shit.
Yeah, no, it was good.
But it worked out.
Good experience.
Made some fat cash.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
what's up.
Hey, but now we got the subs, we got the pedophiles.
Yeah, no, don't say that. Don't say that. I've been trying to get that to stop for like the longest time.
Oh shit, my bad.
I don't tell them to stop. I just tell my mods like, just
Ban everyone.
no ban. I just say like tell them
Time
like come on, bro. some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, if they
Tell
wanna
them,
be
come on,
pedophiles,
bruh.
Just like
Yeah, just touch
Shine-
them,
shine
touch
a-
them, see how they like.
shine
it,
a
you feel
light.
me?
No.
Okay,
Shine
I
a
don't know where you're going with this,
shine
man.
a
I'm trying to
bad
help
light
you out
on
here,
it.
dude.
Shine a bad light on it. That's it. But yeah, here we go.
Yeah, for me, sometimes I get messages of people who kind of look up to me saying, "Oh, like your journey towards, esports has been inspiring because we took a lot of risks and stuff like that." And do you guys ever think sometimes that I shouldn't be a role model? Like, just people shouldn't look up to me, right? Whoa,
As-
what was that?
I was
Because
just fucking with you.
because for me, I took such a big risk, and I could have easily just lost all my money and have been homeless. And I kind of got lucky a little bit because I met the right people.
But
fell
you
into some
also
good
worked really
situations.
hard for it. So as Dom was saying, I think people should
Take the
look
good.
up to others for certain qualities. Like you were really passionate about something and you like
Took a big
went
risk.
you went
Yeah.
to the ends to see how that could work out.
But I don't want everyone else to do it because I get all these messages
Everyone's
all the time.
path is different.
Yeah.
And people need to know that as well.
Because for me, I get a lot of messages, people asking me, "Hey, I'm in school. Should I drop out or should I quit my job and do this? Like kind of how you did it?" And I just don't answer them. But generally, I just think in my head, "No, don't do it because it's the dumbest thing that you can do."
I told them
Pro
the real
players
talk.
get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told them the real talk. If you think you're fucking good enough, like prove it to yourself. Like be intelligent. Prove it to yourself you're good enough. It's not impossible to hit challenger while you're in school. If you're grinding school, you come home, you play like 5-6 hours a league a day. You're getting super high rated. You're playing against pro players. You're
You're
shitting
getting
on the pro players.
opportunities to do more.
You're making connections. When it's like, oh, if I invested all my time, like this is where it is.
Yeah.
Then that's an intelligent thing. If you're gold 5 and you've been playing for 7 years, you've moved up 3 divisions. You shouldn't be like, if I really dedicated my time. No, you're never gonna fucking make it. Don't fucking even try at that point.
So don't
Change of plan,
don't go pro. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Good note.
I know.
Good note.
Right there.
Yeah, that was really good.
Just try to be logical about like what your opportunities are and if they make sense. Like I didn't drop out of school. I was on a pro team before when I was still doing school. I dropped out once I joined Dignitas, which was back then a top 3 team in NA, and there was so many tournaments that we were qualified for all over the world that it was actually impossible to go to school. Like I would have missed something like 27 days in one semester, and there's only like 70 something.
So
There's
did you
no
drop
way.
out eventually, or what?
Yeah,
happened?
I dropped out halfway through my senior year of college because I joined Dignitas with Scar and stuff. They invited me in, and we were going to Kiev, and then we were going to Hanover most likely because we had enough points to qualify. And then there was IPL in Vegas, and then there was also another Curse Invitational in San Francisco, and that was like when you went to the IM World Championships in Hanover, that's literally like a week of school you're missing. Then Ukraine, it was the same thing, and then we ended up going to Korea for like 3 months. You can't do school when you're doing that shit. Like it didn't make sense. Then you actually have to choose. Don't force yourself to choose until you have to. Don't make it seem like, oh, I'm gonna go try to make it pro because I think that it could suddenly happen. No, I mean you'll know when it's time.
Me and Fed are dropouts too, right?
Yeah.
But I also didn't pause or stop school until I was getting sponsorships for streaming, until I saw it be a legitimate opportunity to take it from a part-time job or hobby to an actual career.
Yeah, it wasn't like a leap of faith or anything. It was
Yeah.
like this is
Very strategic plan.
gonna work out. You know, this is probably gonna work out. For me, it was like,
When we had that meeting, the YouTube meeting, I remember that. That was like pretty much what we
oh yeah, I was like, okay, this is getting serious.
When did you decide to?
I was
Um,
trying to get him to do it for so long. I'm like,
Yeah.
quit this shit. You're making like 10K a month editing for me. Like, imagine if we just grinded this shit.
Yeah, and it just came to a point where like it didn't seem smart for me to continue. Okay, actually, I was on my last semester of school. I legit could
Yeah,
have
that
just
actually
graduated.
blows my mind.
I actually could have just finished school, but it was for a film degree. You know, film degrees are alright, but they're not gonna get you
In
like
general,
a fucking
like,
great job. You know.
Undergrad is pretty, like, you need to go to more school than undergrad to get a real fucking job in America.
Yeah.
You can't just have like your undergrad and just be like, yeah, like, hire me. No one wants to fucking hire you.
No. So I thought it was like a bigger opportunity to like work with you and then really fucking go astronomically, like take it to like as high as we can.
Yeah.
And I think we did that.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
But also, education is super important.
Yeah, don't
I feel like
drop out.
it's yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
no.
not just don't drop out. It's like getting a degree, getting your education is such a good, safe path. If you have passions, follow those on the side until it seems like it's a worthwhile opportunity to take or exchange for.
Yeah, so for me, I completed my accounting degree in university, worked for about 8 to I think 10 years before I made the hop into esports. So I saved up money during that time. If this doesn't work out, I could go back to my job as accountant. Probably would kill myself before that. But
Nice.
but yeah, I would probably go back to accounting. So
Counting Omega Lol.
yeah.
Real world. Mega lol.
Holy shit.
All right.
Is it time for our break?
Yes. Break time.
Wait, there's a break?
You think we're
Yeah.
gonna talk for 2 hours straight?
Yeehaw. I messed up the date on this as well, but like it just didn't transfer over. It feels bad, man.
It's all right.
Oh wait, is this it?
You just close the
I
laptop.
mean,
This is it. Hold on.
Havoc can just like edit it in really quick.
It's whatever.
Havoc's editing, right?
Yeah, but you're not gonna edit in a freaking
Slide?
intermission slide. You're
Yeah.
memeing.
No, I mean it's just an intermission slide, homie.
Oh, I mean for the full one, then yeah, that makes sense.
No.
Oh, Craigasm proper date.
Let's go through the subs and donos.
Dones. Yeah, let's.
Don.
Figure the 4 months to real. Millard, Blue, MRK, Princess Hentai, Tallow. What?
Oh no, nothing. I was gonna ask if you guys wanted anything to drink.
I'm good.
All right.
Another
What
water.
were you guys?
Thank you,
I just wanted to stand up for a second.
HTH. Yeah, go ahead. Take a break.
I don't
And
wanna-
thank you for the $2 JPack. If Dom is this funny on his streams, I'm def gonna sub. Holy shit, I've been subbed to his YouTube since Fed days. Aww. People thump.
I mean, I'm not. I'm fucking playing a challenger game. What the fuck? You think I'm gonna be trying to be funny? But like, I'll be funny when the game's over. How about that?
Thank you for the $5 Morbid. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your burger is... What the heck is this donation? Chris, do you read this?
My eyes are really bad. Oh,
You know
I'm
what? Don't
getting
bother.
older. Number
Thank you for 3 months, Legend.
Sorry.
Ew. Thank you for the $5 Griffin. I'm gonna take a shot for every time Dom says like. Don't worry, I'll be watching from the
He's-
hospital, getting my stomach pumped in no time.
He's probably already dead.
Good God. Thank you for the $2 Stello. I could use some advice. Recently, I was at the sauna in my gym, and it was very dark in there. There was... Okay. Yeah. No, let's skip that one. Thank you for subbing Hoke, Sly Little Fox, Noob Got Skill, Kelly Mill. Thank you for the $5 Darth. Can y'all talk about Fed working for Dom in the relationship and how Fed became part of Offline House? We kind of touched on that a bit, and I'm sure we will continue to. And I will take questions and answers from my subs. If we don't have enough from like the subreddit. So yeah, we'll discuss some more at the end of the podcast.
Is that everything? Oh, no.
No, thank you for the $2, Palmy. We're really gonna see Dom this early in the day. I should go play the lottery while I'm at it and queue up and get a good bot lane because this is a miracle. Thank you for the 3 months name. Thank you for the $2. Nate, marriage is a scam. Chris, can you confirm or deny?
Wait, what?
Is marriage a scam?
Oh yeah, definitely. You think I would get married?
Really?
Yeah.
Incredible. Thank you for subbing random. Thank you, Kazuma. Thank you for the 420 MK. I dropped out to become a full-time mod for Dom and Fed. Did you tell him that? Does he know?
Yeah, poor life decisions. Well, maybe. It'll
Are
work
you
out
getting
for you.
paid?
Yeah, are you
if
getting
you're
paid?
not getting, if you're getting paid in exposure, don't drop out for it. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you for the tier 3 sub, Curse Rick. Thank you for the 22 months, Mushu. Thank you for subbing Yashiyami. Thank you for the 4 months, Holy shit, Captramon. Thank you, Lake Dream, Daryl. I think that's all. Just kidding, out of drink. Thank you, Griffin.
Well, thanks, Fed. Appreciate it.
We're
I'm
just
kidding, I'm
rubbing
kidding.
paper together. It's nothing else.
What are those makeout
It's
sounds
just
I'm hearing?
paper.
Wait.
No, we're
What
not
are those
eating
sucking
the
sounds?
paper.
What the hell is going on in here?
Relax.
Okay.
You should have
Did you hear
pizza
what I
for
heard?
everyone.
Yeah, I did. I just ignore it.
I heard it's Tobias.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
who said
Fed.
Yeah.
that? Is him? Wait,
Are you paying him?
No. K is just a. You know what K is, right?
I'm K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
He quit modding for me.
Wait, really? How does he? Oh, yeah, he quit for me too. Well, he
well,
stepped
So he's
down.
out of a job,
No,
but he's also not in school?
Millie, like, I had a mod that, like, I guess my mod. Wait, do you do like ship for your mods?
If they need anything, yeah.
I mean, for me, like, I just didn't like spend that much like time with them.
I just hang out in like a chat or like voice chat.
Yeah, they were like upset that I wasn't spending enough time with them, and then they have it was like a little mod like revolution and shit. And I was
Holy
like,
shit. Actually,
oh my
something similar
God.
happened to me.
Yeah, it was crazy. They're like, we mod. I'm like, dude, like half of you guys I just modded when people are spamming the N-word. I'm like, ban people spamming the N-word. Like that.
I must
It
imagine that.
wasn't like I like hired like with like an application or some shit. It was like, yeah, and then if I see you abusing your power, then
But your channel must be one of the hardest channels to mod,
Oh,
right?
oh hell yeah.
Like they've seen some shit.
Oh
your
yeah,
mods.
yeah. Dude,
So, and what do you mean by spend time with them? You actually
like they
go over
wanted
to
me to
their
like
house and chill.
go on Discord for like half an hour, like play games and just chill and like talk. Like I was down to do it, but then to me it just seemed like a little weird that like people were like. I feel like when you mod for somebody, especially in that context, you should be like wanting to help them. But I feel like you shouldn't like I was thinking about like things to do. I was like, oh, like Fast and I were thinking about, oh, okay, like maybe we'll send them like gift baskets at the end of the year or something like cool like that. But I feel like it's weird to be like entitled as a mod. Like you owe me this shit because I mod for you. It's like I don't want that.
I
mentality.
completely agree. I also think though that like every channel, every streamer and mod relationship is going to be different. Different people want different things from the streamer that they mod for, and different streamers want different things from the mods that they mod. Yeah, personally, I don't have time. Like, I don't have time. Like, I love my mods now. And I can't have a group of mods that like expect so much from me when I already have, so much other things to take care of.
So what happened with the mod revolt? How did you shut that down? Did you just
I
ban
just pretty
them?
much like I'm like, yeah, if like that's what you mod my channel for, like I'm sorry.
So they demanded more time.
I think
Dom,
one
please
person
spend more
quit.
time with us.
Yeah, and like one person like was like, okay, I'm not gonna mod anymore if you don't. And then like I was just like, okay, I'll just get like another
That must be
mod.
weird because I feel that a lot of mods are fans of yours, right? So for them,
Yeah.
for you to play 10 hours of League, finish up, you're like, oh, I gotta play now with.
Well, I mean, it's just like
The mods.
I've done a lot. Like I try to work super hard. I feel like that's one thing that like for example, if you're a fan of me, I feel like that's one thing you should like. Be like, hey, he works up every single time. Like I haven't missed a day streaming in 50 days. Like I stream every single night
Holy shit.
at midnight, like regardless, right? And then I do that, and then I've been negotiating. Like I don't have like I talk to like how I do like sponsorships, right? Like talk to like all these different agents. So I have to do all those, and then
Actually, we'll talk about that. That's our next topic, actually, about your schedule.
yeah.
I just, if you want to even bring that table closer to you because you like turn
Oh,
this
doesn't
way.
that reach
So
anymore?
for you to like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
so much
yeah,
better.
just aim it and angle it towards you like
Oh, there it is. I'm not good
Alright.
at touching.
closer. And Fed stop avoiding the mic. Just kiss it.
All right.
Yeah, like this.
Sorry,
You should
I'm not
be used to
this
stuff like that, Fed.
kind of personal.
Perfect. Great job,
All right.
guys. We all learning. All right.
So yeah, that actually leads
Next.
into our next topic. So,
Welcome back. Hey, guys.
hello everybody. So the topic now is Dom. Your stream schedule is nocturnal. You're basically you start your stream at midnight and you go until 9 a.m. Every single day.
Almost, yeah.
Holy.
Can you walk us through the life of Dom, or like your day to day, how that works,
Okay.
and why did you start streaming at such late hours?
Well, when I started streaming, like that was right when I retired. And that was just the time that I could get the most views, was the middle of the night, because like no one else was willing to like do that schedule. And then eventually, like I started realizing that I could start streaming at different times. Like, I could stream during the day and still get viewers. But for me, I felt like all my subs and like the people that supported me were like mainly the night guys. So
We're what?
like the night guys, like the people that stay up all night. So
Oh.
it felt weird. Like it felt like I was like screwing them over if I randomly changed
You
my
were
stream time.
betraying.
Yeah,
your
I felt like I was just
OGs.
hard betraying like my core fan base. So I decided to just keep the nights. Plus, it's like not that hard for me to wake up like that. Like I don't need that much sleep.
So
like
take
I'm gonna what time is it right now? 7, 8. I'm gonna go home. It'll probably be 8:30. I'm gonna sleep for like 3.5 hours, then wake up at 12 and stream. And that's just gonna be my day.
So take us through like the day in the life of Dom. So you wake up at midnight or 11:30 every night.
Yeah, I wake up at 11:45. I set my alarm. I take a shower. It's like 12 by then. I like sit in front of my computer aimlessly for like 15 minutes, and then I turn on my stream like 12:15, something like that. Stream till about like 8, 9, whatever it seems more logical. Like on days like today, I streamed for 10 hours, so I streamed till 11. And then I normally talk to Ryan, who's my contact with NTL. Anything I have to do with them, I talk to him about. I go through my email and I try to talk to like sponsors myself. So I represent myself to a lot of like people that do pre-rolls for me. I also work with Ader. So that's like Justin Warden and them. So I talk to them. I work with Flood. So I talk to them as well. So I mean, there's like a lot of stuff on that end. And then I go to the gym, come back and shoot any pre-rolls. Like if I
So what time do you go to the gym usually? Like
11:30.
11:30. Okay, that's
Yeah,
a
11:30 to 12:30.
Do you still have the trainer?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
No, it's good. It's good. Like I wouldn't do it without him because I don't know what I'm doing. So I like somebody being like, eat this, do this,
this.
and you'll get like.
This
And
boss.
so you can put like 100%.
And I'm like, all right,
yeah.
nice. Like,
less fat.
no, that's how it worked. I was like, hey, I'm like fat. I don't know what to do. Like, make me not fat. He's like, do this. I'm like, all right, I'm not fat anymore.
So after
That's how it works. Like, what the fuck do you think a trainer's supposed to do?
so after the gym, what do you do after like just dinner and sleep?
No, I normally eat right after the gym because that's what you're supposed to do, and then I shoot any like pre-rolls or anything that I need to do because like now that I'm doing all that stuff myself, I'll talk to like Graphic and I'll negotiate that. And then I normally try to like spend like a little bit of time with my girlfriend if I can, and then I sleep and do the same thing again. I mean, some days are like crazier than others. Like today was insane, right? I streamed 10 hours, then I went to the gym, then I shot 2 pre-rolls, then I went and I got a haircut, then I came here, and like.
Oh.
Back to back to back.
Yeah,
to
so
back
I've
to
been
back
I've been
to
doing
back.
like 17
Yeah.
hours worth of just like doing shit.
So what time do you normally go to sleep?
I try to go to sleep before it doesn't happen. I go to sleep by like 5:30, and then I wake up at 11:45. Wow, that's the grind.
You live with your girlfriend, right?
Yep.
Does that ever get in the way, like having different schedules? How do you guys balance that kind of thing?
I mean, I think it's just like we try to find time to do things together. Like even if I'm really bad at something, but we'll still enjoy doing it. So like I'll play Fortnite with her, and I'll get like 1 kill in like 8 different games. But it's hilarious because I'm like, it's actually funny because I'm so bad it's funny to play with. You know? It's
Oh,
like,
me
damn,
too.
This shit is
I
hilarious.
think we're all pretty bad at
Bad.
Fortnite here.
Yeah. So like I do that shit. Watch shows. We go out to eat. Like just normal stuff, I guess.
So how about your friends and family too? On top of your girlfriend, does that affect like your day-to-day life and also just the ability to do things like a normal person, like watch
Like
movies?
friends on
and
League or
go
friends?
out?
Or like
real life
appointments,
friends?
like
Real life
what if
friends
doctor's
or-
appointments?
Yeah,
I mean-
family and stuff like that. Is that
Pretty much
difficult
if
to
it
maintain?
I will open myself up to like doing things at night. Like I mean we've like all went out to dinner and stuff before, right? So what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, if I really want to do something like that, then I'll just not sleep for that day or like sleep less that day and just make it work, you know. And then you know maybe the day after. So like tomorrow, I'm not planning on doing all that shit after I'm done. I'm not gonna go to the gym or anything. I'm just gonna stream. Once I'm done with my stream, I'm gonna sleep as long as
Yeah.
I fucking want to. So
So basically, you make time for it when the opportunity arises. Yeah.
As a side note, I think it would be really interesting if you IRL'd. A lot of people IRL during the day and during the morning, see
and
the
you
sun. Can you imagine
will
like
get all the
Nightcrawler
night
IRLs?
viewers.
I'm walking around LA at 3 a.m. Let's check out this alley and see what happens.
Actually hilarious.
For me, IRLing is like really taxing. It's insanely taxing. Like,
Have you tried it?
It's the opposite for me when I
Yeah,
play
he
League.
went to the zoo, I believe.
yeah, I did. I mean, for me, like, I'll stream 1 or 2 hours IRL, and I'll just be like, holy fuck, that was tough. You have to talk the whole time. Like, you have to try to be entertaining, like, all this stuff. I like doing it, like, at times, but, like, the reason I feel like League streaming is so easy for me is a lot of the time I'm just doing what I like to do, and then I'm just
It's just very natural.
yeah,
right?
and I'm just saying what I would say normally, you know, like I'm just trying to give like information that would help, you know. So that's what I guess my go-to mode is. Like, I guess I'm most like in my normal state when I'm just like playing League and just like talking shit. So,
Would you recommend to any new streamers out there to stream at your time? Like if they're
no,
having
give me all the fucking views. No, yeah, I mean, just find something that works. Like try to like play around with it. Like that's just how it is. Like when people think that I just went from like playing pro to having a bunch of viewers. Like when I started streaming, I had 200 viewers.
I remember.
I remember.
I remember
too.
the day.
Yeah, I remember I had 200 viewers, and then like eventually I got it to 1,000. And you just got to do whatever you think like matters within your like group. Like obviously, like if you're doing like IRL, it's completely different, right? It's just all about entertainment. When you're playing a game, I think it's very important to try to be a good fucking player, no matter what you do. Like if you're playing PUBG, like if you look at the people that really blow up, like Ninja, Shroud,
They're all good.
they're all fucking
Yeah.
amazing at the game. Like Shroud, you watch him play PUBG, you're like, yeah, he's probably one of like the better PUBG players right now. You watch Ninja, it's pretty much the same thing. People watch Cutie, like when people meme Cutie, people actually watch Cutie because Cutie's a fucking good League player, you know. So I think that it's really important that you just try to like put time into giving good content. Like no, it's really hard to watch a stream and watch somebody just like playing terribly and just like feeding. That's just not entertaining. It just feels bad. It feels like you're feeding, you know?
And that's the problem I'm having. It's like I want to like dip into write a game. But wait, I actually suck dick at games. Wait, hold on. So that's why I'm like trying to do more things like people like coaching me, like some sort of element that like makes up for the fact that I'm fucking god awful at this game.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
it's literally whatever you put your time into is what you're gonna be good at.
I mean,
I
are
think
there?
it's important to experiment, especially when you're just starting off as a streamer.
I mean, are there
See
any?
what people enjoy.
Are there any bad League players around the silver gold level that are very popular and have a lot of viewers?
Civ
Or maybe,
HD
like-
used to be one. I think he's gold
Yeah.
plat. I don't really know, but because he had like such a good YouTube channel
Yeah.
and he became so popular for being entertaining, it was okay to watch him because you know you're not there for the gameplay, but the entertainment's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Lily
just really,
toast.
it's
what chat
it's
says.
really fucking hard.
Because when I think you have to be good at the game, I just imagine you have to be better than your average player.
Yeah,
So like you don't have to be challenger, but like at least like be plat. I don't know.
yeah. I'd be like Diamond, I would say. For League.
Going back to the whole night streaming thing, do you remember the moment when you realized that I would have to stream at night? And did you just jump into it? Did you want to try it out? Did you?
Yeah, I just tried it out because so I originally just streamed for like as long as possible because I figured as long like I'm just gonna stream for like 16 hours a day and see when my viewership is the best. And it would always be at night would be like when I get my spike. So then I realized I'm like, hey, that's my time. Why don't I just start out my stream like right around the time that like Sneaky ends, and then like just I'll be the person that's streaming during that time because there wasn't much competition then.
So you never thought to yourself, oh my god, I have to do this night stream. I'm gonna mess up my schedule.
No, I
It's
wanted
like-
to.
Oh, you want? Okay.
Because I saw the change. I'm like, I could like back at that time it was like, oh, I could stream during the day and make $2,000 a month, or at that time it was like I could stream at night and make $6,000 a month. I was like, damn, that's like big money right there. I was like, that's
I
6K.
see.
I'm gonna live off that shit. I was hyped.
That's really cool. Pokey and Fed, do you guys ever consider taking the night shift when it comes to streaming in your careers?
I mean, I tried once and
Oh yeah, that's why this tree's all messed up.
Yeah.
Not-
Lack of sleep.
lack
and
yeah
brain
lack of
just-
sleep, yeah, actually affects me, but for Dom it's different because that's what he's used to. Like for me it's like after like a certain
I
time,
can't.
yeah, I know, especially for you, like
Oh my
after like
gosh.
midnight her brain just like I'm sorry I shouldn't have done that, but
It
your
really
brain
does.
just like shuts down.
It's
And so does
like
mine.
it's like
That's when you make your move. Oh,
past midnight, I'm like intoxicated. And
Yeah.
the later it goes, I just get drunker and drunker off of not sleeping. I'm way too accustomed to like a regular sleep
schedule.
schedule. Also, vitamin D is healthy, so like I want to be awake during the time when there's sun.
But what
It's
if,
good for your
for
health.
example, you were, let's say, an up-and-coming streamer, you have 1,000 viewers in the day, but you get 5,000
Up and
at
coming,
night. Would
1,000
you?
viewers, omega lol.
Okay, 50 viewers. I don't know what it's like. 'Cause that's how I started as a streamer. I mean, when my audience is okay, but let's say you had 50 viewers, but if you stream at night, it goes up to 500. Would you
500.
have? Yeah. Would you have taken the night shift then?
If it's 10 times as much,
You have to make the decision. How much does it mean
Yeah.
to you? Are you
Yeah.
willing to make the sacrifice?
are you able to do it? I feel like Dom, when he stays up all night, he doesn't like feel like shit the next day. He got used to it. He's okay with it. For someone like me, I literally
I'm pretty
could
much
not.
a vampire anyway. I mean, look at me. Like, it's okay for me to stay up all night. I look like nocturnal. I look like in my natural habitat, I'd be nocturnal.
Yeah, when someone looks at Dom in the day, it's like, what are you doing out here, man?
Yeah.
You should be in bed.
Okay.
I like kissing people.
Relax.
Start melting and shit.
How about you, Fed? Like, if you had 10 times the viewership at night, would you take the midnight to 10 a.m. shift?
I mean, yeah. It just depends on like health factors and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna like fucking. I don't know.
KMS for more
For
viewers.
it's not worth it. You always want to like take your health above everything and like mental.
Really, I feel like you fuck up your health a little bit for some viewers. I feel like you,
Oh well, I mean a little bit. I mean a little bit, yeah. But I do that anyway, you know.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like you'd be like, oh,
But I
I
mean-
I might die doing this. I'm not gonna do it then. Like,
but historically speaking, like for me, it's probably a no. It's probably not worth it because I just like say.
You did it once. How was that one time?
Well,
You
I
just like streamed all night. till
pretty
6
much
a.m.
destroyed the house and almost
oh,
got.
and then you invited me over afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
forgot.
remember that night I was woken up to some voices downstairs, and I kept thinking, oh, is that Scar who's down there? Doesn't sound like him. I walk down, I see Dom. I don't know what's going
Fed-
on.
And I was pretty happy to wake up to just like this table full of McDonald's breakfast. So that was
Oh,
nice.
I
If you ever
forgot.
want to
Wait, you
pull
ate, like,
another all-nighter,
one-
like feel free.
You ate one hot cake and that was it.
Well,
Yeah, we threw it in
That
the
shit was
house.
still good.
Yeah, it was-
Oh, I came back later for like some hash browns. Those are
Alright,
good.
True.
yeah. And then
That
we
was
had
the day where your back was broken or something.
Yeah.
60
when I,
birth-
like, pulled
oh,
my back.
that day.
Yeah.
More like every day.
What'd you do to her? For?
So, Fed, even right now, let's say if you stream midnight to 10 a.m., 50K viewers, number one on Twitch.
50K.
Oh,
Okay,
What
well,
the
I think
fuck?
everybody would do it for 50K
What?
viewers.
Okay.
Balance.
So there is
Weigh the pros and cons.
There is
that
man.
line.
For me, if it's like double, I can. Even then, dude, I kind of like. I'm a very social person. If that means like I'm up all night and then I don't get to talk to anyone, that's a problem because I like to like interact. I like
Human
interaction.
interaction,
That's like very important to me. Like going to people's rooms, talking to people, like hanging out, like fucking like doing shit with them. Like it's very important.
I
to
feel
me.
like you can't be like that if you're gonna stream all night.
Like,
Like,
no
I
way.
literally can just talk to one person, I'll be fine. You know, like I just talk to my girlfriend, I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
social interaction is like good for me. I mean, I don't mind. Like I feel like I can be social. You know, if I need to talk to somebody, I can talk to them. But at the same time, it's not essential to like my well-being, I guess.
I would
Fed,
just like
what-
to note when Dom said my back hurt. No, like that day he was over in the morning, I stretched and I actually pulled my
Oh.
back. That was not like some type of innuendo. My back literally hurt that day because I pulled it.
Oh, it's chat,
Everyone's
was chat
like,
memeing?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
heavily memeing.
Oh no.
Anyways, go on.
Fed, what you should do one day is try the midnight stream and just go into people's rooms IRLing at 4 a.m. But hey guys, I'm trying this new sleep schedule. Hey, Pokey, are you up?
Fuck
I would actually.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some shit.
You have like
You're
my
gonna see some
permission to
shit.
do that in my room at least once. I'm
Oh
sure
my
everyone
God.
else won't mind.
Don't say that, dude, because
Yeah.
you know I'm a,
Holy
shit.
don't say that.
Think,
Oh,
think about
legit.
it. You might be able to find like Chris Chan's son getting made on film.
The celebration of live boys. We got it on camera.
Dude,
Let's
it
go.
makes
You
me
high
cringe
five. Let's go.
It makes me cringe so much when they say celebrating
Celebration.
life. It's like moist. You know how people hate the word moist? I hate
I
that
thought it was
saying.
just you.
No, I think a lot of people hate moist.
I
Like
don't
think
hate
moist.
moist.
Armpit. How does that make you
Oh,
feel?
right. Say armpit.
Poggers.
That like that word is
that
not a
sounds
nice
smelly.
word.
Yeah.
And like celebrating life. Oh.
So celebrating life to birth and on. That'd be interesting. Twitch sees the whole process from start to finish. It's educational. If you label as educational, then it's appropriate. But if it's not, then you might get in trouble.
True.
Just say educational stream and then kick the door open. And then-
Educational.
That's some real content.
yeah. Say, Sarah, can you confirm that?
Oh, dude, say Sarah's going.
Yeah, I just saw him.
Y'all need a
Probably
X,
a
X,
bad idea.
Poki X.
But no, to answer your question, I don't think I would take that because for me, social interaction is important. Yeah.
You know what's the hardest block to stream? Well, I believe is the morning. I think for gamers in general, that's why Cutie is so successful. He streams 4 a.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern every day like clockwork. I feel that's the hardest because no one gets up early.
And it's the
ever.
same thing with Dom. Like you just over time, you just get used to it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
love
feels-
waking up early.
Yeah.
the thing is, I had a fucked up sleep schedule because I was all right. Some backstory: I was obsessed when I was a pro player with like playing the game. Like when I was a pro player, I viewed it as every time. Like I didn't view it as I need to balance my life and like eat well and like exercise and make sure like that didn't work for
Balance
me. I tried that.
omega lol.
I felt like I was better depending on how much I played. So I would put myself through really fucked up sleep schedules. Like those times where I'd be playing 16 hours a day. So I would scrim 8 hours, then I'd come back and I'd play another 8 hours of solo queue, and then I would go to sleep for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I would wake up and play. The only day I wouldn't do that would be LCS because I was like, okay, like, let me just get like enough rest. But that was like the grind I got used to. So then like being fucked up with my sleep schedule was just part of how I grinded. It just made it seem like this is how I actually like be successful at something. I put in that extra hours. Like I just put myself through that, and then eventually like I mean if I get wildly successful where I don't need to do that anymore at all, like I don't see any or I just don't
Change
care
or
at all
improvement.
about money anymore. It's just like, okay, I'm set for life. Maybe I'll just do something that's more reasonable. Or I mean, one thing that I've been thinking about because I'm older, it's like, what if I have a kid? Like if I have a kid in the next like 3-4 years, I'm probably gonna like be spending time with that
Yeah.
kid.
You're
during
gonna
the
make
day. I
your
don't wanna
kid
be-
nocturnal so he can match up
Yeah,
with
no,
your
I don't think I'm gonna be
sites.
doing that.
Speaking of age, do you find that is it much harder to recover from loss of sleep at 27 compared to 17 when you started playing?
For me, not yet. No.
For me, it's already I can feel it already
you're
at
probably
33.
fucked.
Wait.
As soon as you hit 30, your body changes immediately. You can feel your knees. It's harder to like fix your sleep schedule. Your body just recovers a lot slower. So if you
good.
get cuts or bruises, it doesn't heal as quickly.
Monk.
So
Wait, let's prove. Let's both
let's
get
just get a
cuts at the
knife.
same time. We'll see who
Simon,
heals
we'll
the
cut
most.
Fed and we'll cut Chris
Wait,
and we'll
what?
do
Yeah, no. Okay, fine.
Educational stream Twitch, all right? We're just
Yeah.
testing this out
just
to see our
education, by the way.
yeah, metabolism gets worse, so I can't eat
Oh,
as
yeah.
much, stuff like that. It takes me longer to recover after a workout. So at 30, it's not even gradual. It's just a switch.
Well, I got 3 years to grind then. Shit,
Yeah.
it's all over soon.
Yeah, make your money now, while you can with your 20-hour streams.
Hey,
so,
that's what I'm trying to do.
yeah, that's still, you guys are still, what, 21, right? So you have a long
He's
way to go.
older.
22. She's
22.
21.
Damn.
He old.
Yeah, Fed was a little baby when he started
Yeah.
working for me. He's
Yeah, I was
"I'm
like 20.
years old." I'm
Yeah, hi.
like- he was telling me about his girlfriend. He's like, nah, it's different with her. I told him straight up, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, was that too
My
real? Did I just go too real on the street? I'm sorry, Fed. I didn't mean to. But
I'm
it
gonna
was the
marry
truth. It was
her.
the truth. You remember
Yeah.
telling me that?
We're going to spend our
It's
lives
different
together.
with her. Fuck no, it's not. It's not different with her.
Oh my god.
Okay. Let's,
Too much.
Naive
okay,
Fed.
get the fuck
I
out of
like
here.
it.
I'm bored.
I like it.
Wait,
Did you
yeah,
talk some sense into him when you heard him say that kind of stuff, or
I mean,
did
I
you
just
slap
I
him?
thought it was cute. I was like, oh, you're 21. You think it's gonna be no.
How's that going, Fed? By the way, is it?
We broke up.
Yeah,
Yeah, we broke up like 6 months ago or some shit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Who could have predicted that? Honestly, Like, it's bad RNG, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing too. Like,
It's too real.
if we're gonna sidetrack, I thought the same thing when I was with my girlfriend at 20. We broke up. I thought I was gonna get married to her. Life shattered.
That's how it was
Everyone
when I
thinks
was
that.
17.
If you're
My
12 or
first girlfriend, I was
22,
like,
yeah.
This is the hottest girl I'll ever be with in my entire life. Like, I have to make this work.
You're not even thinking.
We broke up. I was
logically.
like, it's all over. I can't go on. What am I gonna do?
Dude, the first heartbreak is always the worst. And it
Yeah.
always feels like,
And then you progressively
I was
give-
supposed to
You
be
give
with that
less
person
and
forever.
less fucks as you go through more and more breakups.
I know Chris
Yeah.
thinks that way too.
Yeah, you get desensitized to it to the point where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I have
Agreed.
these girls now. With
Maybe when you get
Chris has
What are
got
you
a
saying,
fucking
Chris?
catalog
You're
of all his
married.
girls.
just,
you hit like 35, it starts being a good thing. You start looking forward to it. Like, yes, we fucking
Yeah.
broke up today. Let's fucking go.
I will say it does get easier for guys as you get older. I just feel that
Deal
For
with-
guys
to
and
deal with
girls.
breakups?
huh?
Yeah, for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets easier because you realize that, oh, it's not meant to be. It's not a big deal just because it didn't
Yeah.
work out. Before you get more emotional, it becomes more logical as you get older.
I think when you start realizing there's billions of people out there, just because things didn't work out with one person, of course it's gonna hurt, but it's not the end of the world, and you don't really know what's waiting out there for you.
Yeah, there are billions, but those billions are really outside of the States, like in China and stuff. So in the States, it's more like 300 million. So
It's a lot,
still a
okay,
lot of
Are you saying
Chris.
Chinese people aren't real? Or
no,
Come on, what are you trying to say, dude?
Imaginary people.
I'm just trying to follow.
No.
Those
Well,
people
just
don't
because
count.
Miss Poki's not gonna travel to China and
Dude, she
find.
has
But
like
that doesn't
well,
mean
there-
that I'm not gonna
10K
like fall in love
viewers a
with some
stream.
dude from
Yeah.
China.
She has Chinese viewers. Come on, bro.
I mean, there's this thing called planes. You can.
The
can go
internet.
there.
You don't. You can't only meet people that are within your
Damn,
area.
Chris is so old. He's like.
Yeah, it's
He's
not
like, what?
only
What?
local
What?
singles.
Yeah, what are those iron birds in the sky? What's happening over there?
Holy
Now you have what, Tinder and what are the other stuff?
I've
Other
never
apps?
used it. I feel like that's the point where I'll just lose respect for myself. I'm like, I already lose respect for myself when I open up my DMs. I'm like, yeah, this is some
Oh,
scary shit.
Tinder.
People actually look through. I mean, like people actually
Hell
look through
yes.
DMs sometimes to
Dude,
find
I wasn't.
people.
Yes.
I-
If you ever see me single, hey, I guess my DMs are open for a little bit. Oh, like.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, that's nice to hear that you can find some quality people in DMs.
I
Fed, have
actually
you ever-
no.
Grindr. How
I'm
about
not saying you can
Grindr,
find quality
boys?
people,
For-
but
for
I
me-
didn't say that.
For me, my DMs are just like people complimenting. I've never seen like a girl like be like, "Hey, I don't even know how like conversations even start." Like,
Usually, you start the conversation.
I think it's
right?
usually the
like,
guys
hey,
who do the
I'm the
sliding.
editor. Talk to me. Stuff I'll find TV.
When I was
how do you
when I
even
was a
find?
when I was a pro player and single, I would. Oh,
Good morning,
I would
Lily.
go to my like people that were following me, and I would just like scroll through it. I'd DM the most attractive girl that was following me.
You're probably not the only one. Oh my
No, that
god!
was just,
Can I tell a little
that's how
story?
I did it.
This one time, a guy, I can't say who, streamer, pro player, whatever, literally slid into my DMs and he goes, "I have 2 challenger accounts.
Ooh.
Do you want to hang out? Or
Were
like,
you
do you want to
moist?
chat?"
Oh, no.
Hell no. He was like, "I'm about to get 2 challenger jackets. Like, I can talk to girls now." He literally said, he goes, "I can talk to girls now."
It was Mo, wasn't it?
No.
Wait, no,
Probably
not-
was.
no.
It's
She
not
said
anyone
2
who's
challenger
currently a
accounts,
pro
no chance.
player, so or a streamer much. So stop
Streamer much.
guessing.
Who's kind of
I don't know.
So what if he had
It
three?
ain't Mo, though.
What if he had 3 jackets? Would that have just changed the conversation completely?
Why
No.
would I care about jackets, dude?
I mean, if you get cold.
Yeah.
I have my own jackets. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, Poki, I
I've-
have 2
Silver 2 jacket. Do they make jackets for silver fans?
It's like a rip.
Zyrene, can you hook me up?
What the fuck you're saying? It's got like a nipple
It's
hanging
just a
out.
piece of cloth. It's just armor.
Good
I
God.
wanna die.
So have anyone here been catfished before through DMs? Like, you look through, oh, this person's really attractive. Oh,
No,
wait.
because if you're smart, like
You ask them to cam like 3
you
chats
can.
in.
Yeah, you go Skype cam, and like if they don't do it, then they're fucking sketch immediately.
That's true.
Yeah.
You have to be smart, and then you never send any fucking nudes because if you're a pro player, that shit's gonna get out like that. So
Yeah, don't do that.
you gotta be smart about that shit. Come on.
Yeah. Do they ever ask for nudes sometimes?
Of course.
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you said you had no experience in
I've
that
heard
regard.
stories.
It's weird. You gotta like try like the angles. It's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, it's miserable.
I
We're
just,
like,
getting,
oh, fucking
so,
so
we're getting so off track.
Yeah.
Don't send nudes, friends.
we're getting a little sidetracked, but I'm now picturing in my head. So
You can no.
yeah, interesting. Because back in my day, you just had to hit on people in
In
public,
person.
In person. So or go to a bar
That
or
sounds
a
miserable.
club. No,
Going to
I
a
hate
bar.
it.
Ew,
Oh, my
bars and
I hate
Spend
clubs,
money.
man.
I
just
hate clubs
it's
so much.
so
yeah.
awkward.
People love them. Where
For
I'm
me-
from, people love them because like it's Miami, it's South Beach or whatever.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
just
You
don't
go
know
there,
any better.
And it's just so fucking loud and like sweaty, and it feels like you're in hell, dude. I hate it. I hate it so much.
The one time,
You have to yell in the person's ear next. Oh my god.
the
I
one
hate it.
experience
Not
where
a
it's
good time.
the one experience where it's good is like when you go with like a bunch of homies, like you're all like having fun, like chilling with, or a group of friends,
I did that like I did that
Okay,
in college,
homies and
I
like
didn't
your
that too.
homies have like
And you
girl
guys like meet
friends
up
that
with
are
people on
girls and,
Grindr?
like-
not no.
Oh, not those kind of homies. My bad.
I'm just
Sorry.
bad. My skill set is terrible in that environment with girls. It's like if I can't
Oh,
talk
yeah, yeah.
and attempt to be funny, I'm screwed. If it's just like
If I can't link my OPG.GG, I'm screwed.
yeah, no, straight up. It's like, come on, look at that win rate. Like Skarner. I mean, no.
Yeah, I remember I used to go to clubs and just be really awkward and go into a corner and just go on Twitter and just chill. Like, I wasn't
you were
really
that
good.
ty-
No,
you were
well,
that kinda guy.
I used to go out and hit on people and drink all the time, but eventually got tiring. And just
Yeah,
screw
just
it.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Just go on eHarmony.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a little sidetracked
Yeah, we
there.
really did.
Let's
Yeah,
move on
what
to the
were we
next
talking
topic.
about?
I have no idea.
We're
What
talking
was
about
the topic?
We're talking about
sleep
scheduling.
schedules.
Oh my god.
And suddenly
So-
we're talking about grinding.
DMing and sending nudes. They're very
Oh,
related,
how
so it's very understandable that we kind of just trailed off over
It's
there.
what it is, man.
Yeah.
Next topic.
So next topic, Dom. You know, you've been through a lot as a pro player, right? You've been there since the very
I got
beginning.
banned, yes.
You got banned. You were playing when basically you were paid minimum wage.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh, God.
sketchiness happening in the scene. Esports, there's no structure to it.
Yep, got scammed out of prize money, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
scammed
Go
out
on,
of prize
go on.
money. So,
Damn.
what advice would you give to someone that's going pro based off these experiences? And actually, what advice would you have given yourself if you can kind of like go back?
Know
to
your
those days?
worth and like don't be afraid to take opportunities. I think as like a pro player, when my value got like high enough where I was getting like good offers from teams, like I was always so cautious. I was like, you know what, I'm fine here. I'm just chill like right here. It will be good. I was always just like, yeah, it'll be better next season. We won't be fourth again. Like there's no way we're getting a world champion on our team. There is absolutely no chance we miss world. No, I mean, I just would have been more willing to just like try things out and like accept. Like, I was so focused on staying with like within like my comfort zone instead of just being like, hey, let's see what happens if I take this energy offer, if I go to Cloud9. Like, what are these offers actually going to be? Like, I have regrets about how my career could have turned out if I joined like another team. But at the same time, because of the fact that I became a streamer, I'm way better off with TL than I would have been with anyone else. So it's just like you kind of have to wait. But I think that if your like goal is to win like worlds or like obviously, I mean everyone says it, but let's say win an A. If that's your goal, then don't be afraid to take to take offers, or at least let other teams like approach you and talk to you like when it's the end of your contract period, so you get an idea of what you're worth. When you're only like dealing with one team, you don't actually know how much you're worth. So I mean,
So what was it for you when you mentioned comfort? Was it your teammates that you had a friendship with you didn't want to break? Was it the management that you felt very comfortable
it was
with?
like management mainly. Like I was like comfortable with Steve. Like Steve always treated me well, so I thought that like I was like, yeah, I like Steve. He's good. And then with the team, I felt, because I was the captain of the team, I feel like it's weird if like the captain of the team just leaves, you know? So yeah, just some of those things. And then I didn't like how like most of the teams that approached me just were like, okay, like you have this title of being like shot caller or some shit, and it's like, all right, well, we want you to come into this random team with people you don't know how they play and just shot call them. It's like, what the fuck?
God.
Like I it just felt like there was a lot of like pressure and like potential failure, where I knew like with TL, like I could always perform to a certain level. I'm like, oh, I'll always look good with TL, but it's like, I don't know, if I go to another team and
It's
they want me to
risky.
do some like random shit, maybe people think I'm bad or something, you know?
So you mentioned that you had offers from other teams, or other teams wanted to bring you in. Are you able to share which teams give you offers and which teams you, if you could go
Regret
back
not
and, yeah.
exploring opportunities with.
I guess
Yeah.
like I should have trialed with C9. I think that one was like the big one where I was like, yeah, I mean C9, I've always looked up to that team, right? And like when Jack like started talking to me, and like it was obvious like Jensen wanted to like play with me and stuff like that. I probably should have explored that a little bit more.
It's a good duo.
The energy offer was the one that I'm happy that I just said no to.
Yeah, they got relegated, right?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
happy
damn.
that I said no to energy, because that was like a sinking ship, and they're like, shot call us to victory. It's like, that team's never working. I don't care who you have shot calling that shit. So like that was I think like Dignitas was another one that I was like kind of like on the fence about. Like I didn't know if I could have actually helped that team, but just in general, I think I should have like shot myself out a little bit more and just seen what I was worth, and then made my decision from there. I didn't really make like a big educated decision. I was like Steve would be like, hey, this team like contacted me to talk to you. Do you want to talk to them? And I was like, no. that was literally how I viewed it every time. I feel like I should have just been like, yeah, let's just hear what they have to say, you know? But I mean, I wasn't really like that smart about the business side yet, so I guess that's just me being young.
What advice would you give to someone who is interested in going pro? I know we touched on that a bit, but since it's more related to this topic.
I mean, it's just like the progression of it. Get super high rated in solo queue, make connections, add people that you play with, like add pros, etc., and just make sure that you're always like trying your best to stay ahead of things. Like, don't be one of those people like, oh, I'm trying to go pro, and the way I'm going to make it to pro is look at what the pro players are playing and copy it. Like, don't do that within your own region. Maybe you can do that within Korea or something, or like look at, but always try to be thinking for yourself and being like, okay, this is like, and
Innovative.
also know yourself. Like, know what you're good at and know what you're bad at. And I see so many like pro players come in to be like, I'm the mechanical genius. It's like, no, you're not. You're fucking bad mechanically. You're just smart. So play like Nunu and shit. Like, don't be like, oh, I gotta like out Lee Sin Dardoch to like be an LC. No, that's never gonna happen. You're bad at that. That's not within your skill set. Like, you have to be realistic with like what you're good at and what you're bad. I see that so much with like Mike Young right now. It's like you see him on TSM and it's like he's trying to play like all these like Sejuani and all these things. Like, you got into LCS playing Nidalee and Lee Sin.
Play Nidalee and Lee Sin.
Play Nidalee or play the champions that are more mechanical, like on the more mechanical side right
That you
now.
can take advantage of with your
Yeah,
strengths.
because that's what you're good at. And you don't have to. Every player is not going to be this holistic. I can play everything. You can't.
Isn't that the whole TSM? Like, what happens to TSM junglers? They just become like a tank main.
I mean, I guess that people they're just trying to play what's good in the
Yeah.
meta, but you can find things within the meta that are good for you. Like, I see that like TSM is doing that. Like, Mike Young started playing Kha'Zix, right? And that's more of a Mike Young style champion than playing 50 games of Sejuani. Like, it's just not going to work. Like, it just takes a while for people to like figure out that about themselves. I think that more people should just be more like realistic about their skill sets.
Sounds more like a mental block if you try to follow the meta, because if you don't do it, then you think you're at a disadvantage. Instead of playing your own.
I just think
champions.
that people think the meta is a lot smaller than it is. The meta is not like something where it's like there's 2 fucking champions in this meta. Like the meta is like pretty like expansive. Like, even if you look at it right now, it's like, what's the jungle meta? You got Skarner, you have Jax, you have Kha'Zix, you have Sejuani, you have Zac, Nunu, you have Olaf. Like, there's a lot of champions that people are playing that are viable. There's ones that I missed in there too. Like, you have people playing Camille jungle in Korea. Like, there's so many champions that you can pick from that you don't need to like hone yourself in on just like 1 or 2. You know.
You mentioned TL. It was the right choice at the end of the day because they've helped you a lot after your pro career. Can you elaborate more on how they help someone like yourself?
Literally everything. They help me with literally everything. I mean, right now they're helping me with brand creation, like creating logos. They help me find sponsorships. They help me with just like any type of tech problem that I have. If I have any problem with my stream, the TL headquarters is 6 blocks from me, so they'll literally just have someone come to my place. They pay me well. They make sure that I'm involved in like anything that like the brand is doing.
That's so nice.
Do they
Yeah,
do this for other players too, or is it just yourself? And
I feel like Dom's in a pretty unique position.
Yeah.
They do it for the streamers, right? I
Yeah,
know.
they do it for streamers, but I mean, obviously it's like different level. I mean, I think that I just have a really good relationship with Steve. I've been with like Curse and Steve for this is over 5 years now, right? Which is an eternity in esports, right? Like, being
Yeah, it
part
is.
of an organization for 5 years is like crazy in esports. So, yeah, I mean, Steve helps me out with so much. I mean, I guess like and he's like obviously. Actually, I can't say this other part, but he's helping me with something else too. So.
okay, cool. Have you ever thought about going back? I mean, not playing pro, but maybe coaching or getting involved in any way in esports.
I hate it.
No?
I hate watching scrims. Like, I hated playing scrims. That was the main reason I retired. Is I actually started hating like scrims, which is like a really bad thing, right? If you're a pro player, because that's what the majority of the time. So for every game you play on stage, you're playing roughly 20 hours of scrims. Right? You scrim about 40 hours a week. You scrim
And
about
then you
40
play,
hours
like,
a week,
40
and then you play 2 games, right? So you're playing 20 hours of scrims for every 1 game you play on stage, and I really dislike scrimming because I never felt like my teams were like getting as much out of it, and like if you don't have everybody tryharding, it just feels like a waste of time. So that just became really annoying for me. And then if you look at coaching, it's like now I have to watch people trolling in scrims because honestly, scrims are not close as serious as you think they'd be. Like, it's so hard to watch a scrim and have all 10 players like full tryharding for their lives. Like, somebody's always, hey dude, I want to try like a Nivea jungle today, and then you like play against that shit. It's like, okay, so you're trolling, and now I'm
And
not
then
getting
everyone
anything
starts
out of it.
trolling.
Yeah, it just becomes a fiesta.
What
Interesting.
was the transition from pro player to streamer like for you?
I don't know.
Was it scary because you mentioned that when you started off, your audience was very small, right? You only had
Yeah.
200. Were you thinking, oh no, maybe I have to flip burgers or do something else? Or
No,
another
for
job?
me, I was so I got into LCS twice, right? Like I qualified originally with Dignitas, and I got banned, and then when I joined Curse, like I never got relegated, right? But I joined Curse when they were in relegations, so I had to play the relegation matches again. So I felt like I qualified. Well, I did qualify twice, so I felt like if I really put in time, I could get myself up there again. Like if streaming didn't work out, I spent 2-3 months grinding, and that was the time when I was like getting the offers. Is like when I was streaming anyway for the first like 6 months. So I thought that like it's like worst comes to worst, I just go back and I play, and I just try to like
That's
put myself
true.
in an environment, and then I think I would have just played with like the mindset like just play for money, like make sure you like I just would have been more selfish. You know?
Yeah. Actually, this reminds me of something. I'm just curious. So Delta Fox was a thing. Do you think if you were on the team, they would have won a series or the TCS?
In NACS?
Yeah.
Why are you nodding? You think so?
I love Scara, but his jungling.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that.
Hey, I was the editor for those highlight videos. I'm just saying, I'm no pro, but
Yeah.
I listen to the comms.
Yeah. I remember.
I mean, I think I was like,
Actually, the lack of
I'm a jungle main, right? Scar's a main,
damn.
I think that I'd probably give them a better chance. I don't know if that would have made them win, but it's
Yeah.
like
I
I'm
think
just,
y'all would have won at least one.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I was one of the people that put together Delta Fox and recruited the players. I know at the time you were in Australia, and I never did ask you because I knew that you were there. If I did, would you have joined Delta Fox?
probably not.
Okay,
Is what I thought,
All right.
because
I thought so.
for me, I felt like if people aren't gonna practice, it probably wouldn't be a good showing. And then I felt like then I would become like devalued in a way. Like people would just kind of, because that's what ended up happening, right? Like most of these players, like that, the community didn't see it as like, hey, these guys are just playing for fun, and it's great that all of our like
They
favorite
flame
pros,
them anyways
They
type
literally
of
were like,
thing.
these players are fucking garbage, and you know what? They were always garbage. Like that's what they said. And it's come on, they weren't always garbage. It's just if a team is
They're not practicing,
if a
they're
team
not
is
gonna
not
do well.
practicing, and then the other team is scrimming every single day, full scrim blocks, and doing reviews, what the fuck type of monkeys would have to be on that team to not win? Like you gotta have some like legit fucking gorillas on that team to just not win. Like it's horrible, dude. Like
What kind of monkey?
it's what the fuck?
If you were in NA at the time, and I asked you to join, would you have joined?
Probably.
He was in Australia, if I remember.
No, but
correctly.
if you were in NA, if you didn't go to Australia, would you have been
No,
on?
probably not. I mean,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if you know about this, but Justin asked me to play in the TCS,
Okay.
the last one, and then I declined that. So I assumed that I would probably decline.
Well, TCS is different because that was more for fun. Delta Fox was
Yeah, which
an
is even
actual-
like more for like that. That's the thing is like even
And
for
you
fu-
still were afraid of.
yeah. So like I
like,
feel
the
like if there was a,
backlash.
I just don't want people do this thing where they when you're done playing and you're like a former pro player, they just immediately call you washed up, regardless of what your actual skill is. Like you can go into solo queue, be shitting on LCS players all day. The second you retire, you're washed up. Even if you're like a pro player that has been around for a while, and like I've seen people calling like Bjergsen washed up on Reddit. So I feel like there's just this whole thing where people just revisit your career, and it's like, yeah, that guy always sucked. What the fuck? All these
Reddit's
players,
a fun place to be, by the
Dyrus,
way.
Scara, Boy, Shifter, like all these people that were former pro players, they were all really fucking good at a point. Like they were all like top 3 in their roles at a point. So it's just so much bullshit to say that they were always bad. Like no, they weren't. Like when I fucking joined Dignitas in season 2, I looked up to Scara so much. I thought he was like one of the best players in the world, legit. He was like.
Oh, someone
Yeah,
clicked
I was like sitting there. I was like, "Oh my god, this guy is so fucking." This guy's Karthus and Rise. It was disgusting. Literally, the game was if you let Scar take every single Wraith camp, he would actually win the game for you at 15 minutes with Karthus or Rise. He would have Death Cap Roa at 15 minutes with Karthus. He would press ult and the whole enemy team would die. It was like I would let him take every fucking Wraith camp. I was Scar's bitch. Like, season 2 jungle, I was building a Philosopher Stone and buying wards, and I was like, "Please, I will gank your lane. Please, fucking
Philosopher's
carry
Stone?
me."
Holy shit.
Yep.
The good old days.
From that to not winning a series in the NACS. So
Yeah, but that's
Offline
the thing.
TV really changed him.
yeah, we did.
Yeah,
I remember.
Honestly, he's probably just washed up. You know, I mean, to be honest, like when he was jungling in season 2, it was way better than when he was jungling in season 6.
Well, he had a lot of distractions when he was playing the Delta Fox games. I remember one time I can't remember, we were telling everyone in the house, hey guys, he's playing a game, and no one really took it seriously, and someone pranked him or like kind of bothered
Listen,
him.
we aren't gonna talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Nothing
sorry.
happened.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Anyways, maybe he would
I
have.
don't remember.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you guys do to him?
It's all right.
Wait, take a match.
Nothing.
He was just in a team fight. Something happened. He didn't pay attention, and then he just died, and
And they
that
lost
was
the
it.
game.
They lost the
Excellent.
game. So
Feels bad, man.
Nothing
Yeah, but-
happened.
They could have made LCS if it wasn't for that.
Yeah,
That was
they
the game. That was the
100%
turning
would have
point.
made LCS.
yeah.
Feels bad.
Yeah, so there's some closure there because I actually kept thinking to myself, what if I asked Dom to join? Would the team would have been better? So it's good to know that you wouldn't
I think
have joined.
Now
generally
you know it
speaking,
wouldn't have
I think
mattered.
generally speaking, it's better to have people that main the roles they play than the roles that they don't play.
Yeah, I
Who
can
That
would
makes
have
any
thunk?
sense. I know that's some crazy
Who
shit.
would have thunk?
Yeah, and being Scar's manager, I wanted to fit him in somewhere, and it was kind of complicated because Shifter was really good, and so it's just kind of Anyways,
But hey, I'm glad you did, because I think that's like the reason why I'm here. Because I legit like reached out and was like, "Can I
Yeah.
edit these?" And like I'll do them.
No, but that was like you took the initiative to do that, and that goes to show like how hardworking you are and how you kind of push yourself to better
yeah,
opportunities.
you were the first person
That's
that had a
why I
Delta
love
Fox
you.
game.
Oh wait.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, hold on. I was trying to go with it. I didn't know where it was.
Actually, that's interesting time because you're the first one. You're on top of that so much. Every other person, like Shifter, Scar, all their editors could have put up content, but you were the first one, and you were bugging the crap out of me.
Well, to me, it's like
and-
insane. Like these are players
good
that I've like
opportunity.
idolized for like years. You know, like I started playing League in like 2012 or 2011 December, and like the first person I saw was like Dyrus, and it was Skara, and like those two people alone, like if they were making content together, I'm just like, yes, like I want to do something with it.
I think you're straight up like I don't even care if I get paid. I just want to
No, I
do
didn't
it
get-
and
I
put
didn't
my
get
name
paid.
on it.
I didn't
yeah.
get paid.
So
So what I'm hearing is we had to sacrifice Delta Fox to get fed into offline TV. So it was
it
well
was all
worth
worth it in the end.
It
Yeah.
was well worth it.
Yeah, so
What a
because Delta
script.
Fox didn't make it to LCS,
He made it into the house.
And now you have
Was
to
it wor-
sacrifice the offline TV channel to have fed as content creators.
Oh, that hit real close to home. That hit
soon?
real close
Too
to
soon?
home.
You gotta just kill it.
When's our
Yeah.
video come? A month from the last one?
anyways,
ETA?
so next
I made that
2019?
sacrifice.
2019.
2019?
I'd make that sacrifice any day of the week, though. Like, I'm really glad that you're with us, Fed. If it weren't for you, we would not be here today because
100% agree.
yeah, we had a big problem getting content out, and you came here and made not just like got stuff out on time and worked really hard on it, but the quality of the content just blew my mind. You took some stuff that were like maybe questionable in terms of content, and you made it godlike.
good.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you were willing to just make Poke hate everyone just to get a video out. Like, I respect that right there.
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Holy
For a second, like, wait.
And I want to emphasize this a little more. It's not just, it wasn't, the situation wasn't like, hey, Fed, here's a bunch of money, come into the house, you're going to be good. He had to leave Dom's
A lot
channel,
of money.
a lot of
for
money
not as much.
for-
All right, it wasn't that much money. Jesus fucking
Yeah.
It was.
It was a lot
It
for me
was-
at the
yeah.
time. Like
Yeah.
that was like, it was like,
Yeah, no, it was,
Yeah.
it was good.
So we asked Fed,
I mean,
hey,
since then it's been dead, so it was more than.
yeah, so the offer for Fed was, hey, you'll have a place to stay. We can't pay you anything. We don't have any content released. Will you take a shot with us? And he
But
said
he
yes.
saw the value in the opportunity, and he
Yeah.
made that shit work.
Yeah,
You're like the glue that kept us together after failed attempts.
He was the way out of editing. He's like,
Yeah.
please, God, get me out of this shit.
no,
He was in the trenches.
What's the pay? Nothing? All right, I'm
All right,
there.
well, fuck it, let's go.
I'm
He
there.
was like streaming with
to
like
live-
30 viewers, like, please, God, Fed 7.
I mean, to live with Scar, dude, I think a lot of people would sacrifice. I don't know. God damn.
We all
He saw
sacrificed
the
so we can live with.
thickness. He was,
Oh my god.
All right.
So let's move on to the Q&A. For those of you who don't know,
Yes.
we have a Reddit thread up right now. We're going to answer some of the questions. Just post
I'm
there.
gonna submode it so that if we have any more questions, we can just look at.
Peace.
Okay. So the first question is, who will leak the new address first?
Oh, there you go. Sorry,
you got a lot of fucking subs. What the hell? What did?
Oh, no, there.
Wait, What is
only?
it?
You can just
Slash
you can just tell
subscribers.
Say Sarah to fucking submit it.
Slash
Hey, Sarah.
subscribers.
I don't think it's working.
It's okay. There we go.
It wasn't even me that did it.
Yeah, Say Sarah.
Anywho's, yeah, if you guys didn't already know, we found a new house, Craigasm. Finally, we were afraid we'd have to be off
Nice.
homeless TV. But we
That
found
would
a
have been
place.
such good content. Holy shit.
Dude,
We might just do it for a week just for the
We're
content.
dropout TV though.
We kind of
No,
are,
for real.
yeah.
True.
worth overall. So yeah, we found a new place. Hopefully, no address leakage.
Hit-
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want
Oh,
to
are you
yell
headed out?
hi?
You
Okay.
want to say hi really quickly?
All right, come over here.
So this is Ian. He is
Ian. Oh
Ian.
my! I'm the only
I like how
person
Poki's
that
like, oh,
remembers
man.
his name.
Okay, you
joking?
never corrected me.
He is
To be
Fed's
fair.
replacement.
Yes.
And he does really, really good work. We're excited to hopefully work with him.
What if it's like
I've seen your other
I-
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just seen
Come
the
on,
effort.
bro.
you
Chat,
put
leave
in.
your honest opinion
Come
on
on,
the
bro.
next YouTube video. You decide
it
whether
the
or
best?
I
not
don't
he
think
has
you
a
want their
job.
honest opinion.
No, you can't hype it up because now the essence is like it's like when you're a stand-up comedian, you're like, "This is the best comic ever." Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, really?"
Well, who do you edit for right now?
Just double it.
Just double
Yeah,
up. Okay.
And a little bit of riot.
Oh, you nice try Ian? Or
Yeah.
nice try Ian?
Yeah, it's Ian. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've seen a lot of your
Ian,
shit. Cool.
Ian,
Yeah, you do
Ian.
like really sick
The
montages.
montage, yeah.
See?
I've retired.
Is it true?
Yeah, montages. are
Retired
just
for
like,
offline TV. Wait,
I don't have it.
I'm just wondering, are you interested in being a content creator long term?
Like, what do you
Part
mean,
of the
like,
hiring process.
What do you mean?
Or
Like,
you just
Like,
wanna,
would you
streamer?
like would you
edit
ever stream like?
Okay.
oh, okay.
streaming's, like, not my thing.
Duly
Good.
noted.
Yeah.
Thank
So is there any
you.
chance that you would just like stop working on the channel and then, like, let's say like just you just started like streaming IRL, just like sit in front of the computer? Like, do you think that could happen or not?
You know, I'm not gonna say no because you never know, but 99% not like 99% probably.
What do you think about
Okay.
the nice try in 7 emote? Could you do that?
I don't know, man.
NTI7? NTI7?
Just making sure.
Well, thanks so much for helping out recently
I'm
with the
just gonna
transition.
chill here for a bit until like Peter, because I'm gonna hang out with Peter for a bit.
Okay, sounds
Who's
good.
Peter?
Double it.
Oh my.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Alright,
Just
Thanks
watch
for
out for
passing
the
by.
cord over
Oh my
there.
God.
Okay, well,
I
yeah,
think we
please
tripped on
step
that
over
thing
it.
3
You
times.
see it right there?
If you can kick it. that'd be-
No,
oh.
no.
Actually, just trip over it again for the.
It's lack of content, dude. I lose all my audio.
Yeah.
Uh,
Say hi to Peter for me, but don't tell him that I forgot
Give me-
his
give me
name.
freak
Yeah,
out.
say hi to Peter for me too. See ya.
Tell him I don't know him yet, but I'd like to.
That's fucking
That's
creepy.
interesting.
Yeah,
right there.
he can come on whenever.
Damn.
You want me to ask him?
No.
That's where you throw in the jizz on the dress right there.
Oh
Dude, that joke just keeps coming back.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Keep it up.
So, question from August: what is Dom's favorite memory of Fed?
Oh, that's such a good question.
I guess. Like, is it like an instance or like a whole thing?
Anything,
Yeah,
anything
I mean,
you
I
want to
have-
talk about, I
Dude,
mean, Fed
have
and your
you- I-
time with him.
Remember that time I was at your place
Slept
and I
on
like
my couch?
I slept under your
Yeah, I was thinking about that. He just slept on my couch randomly for like 6 hours while I was streaming. He was just right there, just sleeping the whole time, and the camera just kept on. Or the people kept on saying "Show Fed," so I just take the camera and just show him sleeping. It was
He's
pretty
like
weird.
I have some random Mexican beater just in my house.
Yeah.
Like a biker dude.
I
or
like
something.
slapped him around with a burrito.
Holy shit.
And actually, Fed, you have any good memories of Dom?
You just fuck
What's
with
your
him.
best?
He's like, Immigration!
Oh.
It's like, oh my god! We just started like running. Like,
Dude, legit, we were in Taiwan and Sky was like, oh, we're going through immigration. I'm like,
Yeah, you Monka S so
Whoa.
hard. And it was funny because, like, yours took the longest.
yes.
Everybody got through, and
Everyone was
he's
so
just
fast.
standing there.
I'm just like,
I
hi
was
guys.
just, like, laughing on the other
Yeah,
side.
This is taking so long.
Scar was taking pictures of you
Yeah.
going
I
through
was like,
immigration.
what the
It's so good.
I don't have a favorite moment. I have a favorite video.
Ooh, what is it?
So one with
Amigas. That's your-
yeah, that's it.
Three
The
Amigas?
it's like the 6th video I ever made, but it was the funniest shit. I won't even say like it was me. It was like the content that was
What
just
made
like
it funny?
It was me,
Just a-
Afro, and Cutie just fucking with
like
each other.
Aw.
like two like There's just the interaction like they have with each other is like the funniest I've seen like on Twitch. I think.
Oh, those guys are chill as fuck. I love them. I love those guys.
Nice.
So Dom, do you have a favorite offline TV ship?
Ship.
Chris, why do you do this to
I
us?
mean,
Huh?
all I'm saying, if there's no folking going down, then it's not. It's not.
All right, next.
It would be folky-ing. I
No,
think.
it'd be folking. I'll do. Yeah.
Okay. This is for Dom again. How do I get out of silver?
You turn on your monitor. You got any more? Like, come on, let's get through these, dude.
Oh shit! It was on the entire time.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
Oh my god, that was good.
Okay.
Great job.
Another question for Dom. Top 3 junglers right now.
Dude, you get this question every fucking
Oh, do you?
day.
I
Every
don't-
stream, I'm sure.
I tried to be so. People would ask me that, and I would try to be like Kha'Zix, Yorick, and Skarner, so it's like KYS. But then like no one ever got it. No one ever got it. So I just. I don't even answer anything. I don't know what to say. Like, I thought that was clever. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna see like the K, the Y, and the F. Like I even typed it in chat and capitalized it.
Capital.
Twitch has too fucking dumb. for that.
Oh
You can't-
god.
you
They
can't-
actually start playing York Jungle.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, I don't think this is very good. Like they can fucking just walk out of the wall. Like I don't know. It was stupid.
That's so funny.
Are any good questions in chat right now?
Chat, if you guys have any questions for us, write them there. I put it in sub mode so we can actually read it. Otherwise, it's just like it goes. Phew, phew. Also, thanks for the subs, Sir Cadle, Turtle Brooks, Build Wars, HS Leaf, Min Fam, Small Mind, Golden Boy, Nate the Original, Zares.
Is that wrong?
Dom, are you a crackhead?
Yes or no? Yes or no question.
I mean, what do you think? Look at me.
It's a no, actually.
It's a no.
Someone asked what our favorite memories in the house are now that we are moving into a new one.
No,
Well, I don't think
that's
about
too
that
much
now.
sad. Plus, Dom won't have an answer because he's only been here once.
Yeah, it's my second time here.
Yeah, my favorite memory of Dom at the offline TV house when he snitched on me when I made a mess in the kitchen. He went to Pekka and I fed me this entire mess.
Yeah, I was like, oh, let me help you out real quick.
Oh, do you have any plans for Cut the Western shit?
Do I have any plans for it?
Yeah, or are you just waiting for the opportunity?
I want to do it when I'm really passionate about something. There was a couple times where I wanted to do it, but then when I started writing it, I'm like, maybe this won't be as good as the other one. So I mean, I'm just kind of like chilling, and then if I really want to do it, I'll do it. And it's just an opportunity. It's like waiting to have.
It's
like,
not
some
something
shit.
you're actually
Yeah.
trying to make a series,
People
Yeah.
expect
like
it.
a consistent.
Yeah,
one
I
out
mean,
of.
yeah, it doesn't really matter that much for that. Like, I'm not gonna just put out episodes just to be like, yeah, and here's my series, and here's another episode. Like now, I'm just gonna rage it. Champions, like I don't know, it's fucking cringe.
Dom, do you stay in touch with any of the old Curse team? And what was your favorite memory from the LCS days?
My favorite memory from the LCS days. What's my favorite memory from the LCS days? Probably when we got reverse swept by LMQ. Love that shit. Right out of world. No, like I
weren't
think,
you first in the ladder, right? No.
no.
Okay.
But I guess like 3-0ing CLG felt super good because they went to Korea. They like took the last week off of LCS and they went to Korea and they're like Monte Cristo was training them and they were getting all these scrims against the best Korean teams. They're like the most hyped up shit ever. And they came back and we just 3-0'd them like brutally. Like the last game was like I think 22 minutes.
Oh.
That felt so good because their fan base was like super annoying. Like they're just like, yeah, like CLG, they're in the fucking hyperbolic time chamber, some shit. Like I didn't even get the reference because I didn't watch Dragon Ball. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh
man.
my
Oh.
god!
It's just
Come on, bro.
they were just
It's okay. I don't watch any.
they
of it
came
either.
back. They were actually just literal garbage. So
Do you
felt
think
good.
is it because they were demoralized because their scrims weren't going well? Why do you think they?
Because they came back and they're like, we're Korean now. Like they're like, we got all the power. And then they just tried to do these. It's like these are way too advanced for like players of your caliber. Like just stick to like the good. And we were just playing like solo queue shit. Nidalee top and Nunu. Let's fucking go. I'm cheesing the bear in 15 minutes. Let's fucking go. I don't know. I like that shit. I like most just like LCS just playing on stage. That shit was fun.
A lot of people asked, when are we moving into our new house? Should be in a month, max 2, I would say. But yeah, very soon TM. And do we plan on living with the new editor? Ideally, but nothing is set in stone. Currently, we're not really sure.
Dom, you need
More
a
or
place
less,
to
just
stay?
stay tuned.
Do you need a place to stay in a month?
We
Dude,
might
I don't
have
think I
room
could
for
I
you.
think I
Yeah.
could do an offline TV house, man.
You could take the night shift when it comes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he'd be dead during the day when we shoot.
That's.
Come on.
Oh, true. I mean, no, like he made
I
time
mean, I'm
for
down.
this. He's fine.
I'm down to like do like the mafia stuff that you invited.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever,
Oh
like,
yeah, when's our next Mafia
I'm down
video,
to
which we
associate
promised?
with
For-
offline TV.
Months, Bible thought.
Which one?
You know
We
which
asked
actually
for
have,
we
like,
asked for
two.
40K likes. It's up to 90K right
Yeah,
now.
it's
So
a
we owe them
problem.
2
Because
videos.
we have the one
It's
where
a 2x
where
problem.
where I was like everyone's a villager, and then we have a T-Pain one.
Yeah.
She hates that shit.
T-Pain doesn't count. That one doesn't
I
count.
remember the
She
last
hates-
time that you did that. I was legitimately
Yo,
mad.
you were
at
actually mad. I was
Yeah.
terrified, and in my mind I was like, I'm never doing this shit ever. It's just not worth getting her pissed.
That
Cause
was probably like the only
is
time I was
terri-
legitimately mad at Fed.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't know, we play Mafia, and 2 or 3 times he does this thing where he makes everybody a villager and he just kills people off randomly. And
I
then
saw a
he
chat
tweets
mode.
and he's like, "Okay, Twitter, you guys can pick who gets killed off. Omega lol."
I don't.
But all the times he leaves me until the last, so I go through the most emotional heartache
I should have killed
for
you.
content.
You actually voted to be dead earlier, so I should have killed you. But I
Oh,
thought.
you didn't want to kill me? Okay, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I forgive you, Lil. Also, Say Sarah asked, which content creators, / streamers, YouTubers, whatever, do we look up to or that leave a really good impression on us?
I love iDubbbz. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I love iDubbbz.
He makes some good
and I think
content.
Cutie is like probably like the best streamer in my opinion for League. Like, I think he's just the mixture of like good gameplay, being funny. He's like always chill about every situation. Like regardless of how bad it is, he's always chill.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like super respectable. So
For me, I remember my first impression of Kriparian. I was driving him to one of my Toronto events, and he was sitting in the back seat with a laptop editing his video. And that just inspired me and the dedication that he has. And I don't know who does that. How about you?
No bullshit. For me, it's like a tie between Poki and Toast, because I think like Toast, for example, like streams every day no matter what, and I think like that's like just like Dom is like respectable as shit. And I know for Amon, like she's like the #1 female streamer.
Hey!
So like on top of that, like there's a lot of like pressure she has to deal with, and like a lot of emotional stress because like
probably a lot of sexual harassment.
yeah, like the amount of shit she has to deal with is like insane to me. Like just like I'm watching a stream for like 10 minutes, I'm like, does someone donated that? Like Jesus Christ!
Oh,
like how does
God.
she take this? How does she not just like lose her fucking mind? Like that's insane
There
to
was
me.
one that actually made me nauseous. There was one of your donations. It was in a Synapse clip where it was like, I want to like shit down your throat. I was like, make it stop. Like it freaked me out. And you like took it like such a champ. You're like, why'd you donate that? Like, you were like so disappointed in the person. I was like, I'm choking. I'm gonna die. Like, it freaked me out. No, those donations are like when I get like weird donations like those like this one guy he was like I'm gonna like tickle your pooper with my tongue or like some shit like that. It made me so uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my god, that's what you deal with all day. I can't handle it.
Aw,
Yeah,
I
espe-
appreciate that.
And
Fred.
especially now that like I'm moving into like being a streamer, like I understand now like how it feels to like when that happens to me. And so when I see like the amount of shit she gets, it's like holy crap, that's insane. Like that you like are able to like get back up every day.
Aw.
So
I'm
it's
crying.
inspirational. Yeah.
But you must get some heartwarming donation messages too, right? Like, oh,
There's good with bad. There's bad with
Oh,
good.
you
yeah,
must-
yeah.
You're talking about me?
yeah.
or
Yeah,
is
you
it-
know, you must get some like. I mean, some people. I mean, you too, Poki, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get a
Everyone,
lot of-
yeah.
Everyone
Even
does.
you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get some really sweet
I
messages.
mean,
as
mine
well.
aren't like too sappy, but mine are like I respect that you just like always give your opinion no matter what. Like, and I'm like, okay, I'll take that. But like, I'm happy that you're real about like what you see.
Do you travel a lot actually? Since you have a weird sleep schedule, do you meet your fans or anything? Do you go to a lot of events?
No, and I like when I was in Australia, I did like a big fan meet, which was
Oh,
pretty
right.
cool. But besides for that, like I did a lot of them when I was in because like LCS you do the pictures every week, and then
Oh,
I did a
God,
bunch
yeah.
with Team Liquid, so I feel like I've done my fair share of like NA meet and greets, you know.
Any last questions?
I think that's everything on my side, unless chat has something. Someone asked about this stuff, these clothes.
Oh,
Like,
what is
what-
what is this?
What is?
What is this?
Yeah. What is this?
I got this at PokeMerch.com. I don't know about you guys.
I just
I
found
got
it on
mine at
my.
PokeMerch.com. Oh my
Oh.
god.
I just found it on the
It
kitchen
actually
table.
legitimately looks like an ad from like.
No,
just
it's true.
grab
I
it
left
from
a
there.
bunch on the kitchen table for everyone to take. But yeah, this is the merch that I released today. I worked on it for a very, very long time,
What
like
is- what
months
is
and
this?
months.
Is that an anime character?
Yeah, that's me
That's her.
as an anime.
Doesn't it look like her?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I love this shirt because it says Los Angeles and Toronto, which we
Yeah,
both
that's
lived in,
us.
so it's like
Shit.
both.
That's
It's
us.
kind of neat. So I miss
Poki merch.
Toronto.
Feels
no,
good,
man.
man.
What does this say? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it looks like
It says
it
Poki
looks-
Squad, basically.
Oh, cool.
What, wait,
Can you say it in Japanese?
No.
wait, how
I
do you
wish.
know that's what it actually says? How do you know?
Because
something-
my manager's Japanese, so
Oh.
Yeah.
I had her.
well, I'm
Just
Japanese,
trolling.
Make
and it
sure.
actually just says thick. So
Honestly, it wouldn't be
Just
that
saying.
bad. Wouldn't be that bad.
should probably double check.
But also there is offlinetv.gg/merch. Yeah.
Promo code.
For the house. And do you guys have anything you want to say, Dom, Fed, before we sign off?
No. Thanks for
Tom,
watching.
where could Poki's chat find you?
Uh,
In about
where could
what,
Poki-
3
oh,
hours?
this sellout plug.
Yeah.
In about 3 hours.
Sell,
that
you
really
gotta
what it
sell
is?
yourself out. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see the pitch.
All right, so I stream every night, Twitch TV/I Will Dominate. If you
What
haven't checked
time?
it out in a while, midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah. If you haven't checked that out in a while, I mean, I think right now it's pretty good time for my stream. I mean, gameplay's pretty good, so I hope you guys like enjoy it. If you don't, check out somebody else's stream, man. Like that's what it is.
Fuck off to
Great
another
plug.
stream.
Great
Yeah.
plug. What about your Twitter, Facebook, YouTube? Anything else?
I think YouTube's IW Dominate LOL. Wait, is that?
Yes,
that's what
it is, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Fed
And you also
knows.
use some on Facebook. I don't know if you know.
Yeah. I don't even use Facebook. Don't talk to me. Twitter.com/Liquid Dominate. You can
Yeah.
catch me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram you also never use either.
Yeah, I never use that shit either. Pretty much just Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. I'll be there.
That's what is up. Yeah, I think that's about all.
You guys want
Dom,
to
we
do your
have
shout outs?
some donuts if you want some, by the way.
Shout out to my mom. Much love. That's it.
Shout out to Fed's mom too.
Shout out to
Shout
Fed's
out.
mom.
She's not watching,
did a good
but
job.
just in case she ever does, in
Yeah.
like 20 years.
Yeah.
That's cute as fuck.
I
Chris,
would
you want to shout out your mom?
I would like to shout out my mom, my family, my friends.
my
I don't really have any
familia.
friends actually, so
Hello.
My deal, Jose.
I mean, sorry.
Yo, that's
other,
the
other
entire
than,
house.
No, you guys are my family.
Wait, me included? Wait,
Yeah.
I've been here like
You can't leave this house, Dom. You're here forever. I don't know if Fed told you the deal, but
mean,
you're
I
not
signed the
allowed
contract
back
deal. I don't
home.
know.
Yeah.
just saying,
That
I've got,
NDA
I've
was
got
actually-
one pair of
Yeah.
clothes. So in
That's
about a
fine.
week, it's gonna
Can't-
be smelling a little funky. In
It's
here.
fine. We got a lot of
So
we
she
got a
has
lot
a
of
lot of
sweaters and
extra clothes,
shirts.
Yeah.
You have any Poki boxers? Or just saying.
Maybe someday. There's actually a French streamer, super random note, who instead of coming out with merch, just came out with like underwear with like his name on it, but it actually looks so good. Only streamer I've ever seen come out with
Undies.
undies.
Nice.
Interesting.
Good idea. Just saying.
Yeah, so shout out to them. You can find me on Twitter at ChrisChanTO, Instagram ChrisChanTOR, and Twitch
Saldash.
ChrisChanTOR. I also want to shout out everyone that has bought Poki's merch and offline TV merch. I say this
Thank you
every
guys for supporting us.
freaking episode, but merch
condoms.
is the best way to support offline TV by far.
It's the best
Don't
way.
even have to watch our videos. You don't even watch us on stream. You just get out of Twitch, just go to our site and just buy a ton of shirts.
It's honestly
That's it.
the best way to support any content creator, in my opinion. If you legitimately enjoy what they're selling, because you get something out of it and they profit from all the work that they put into designing or creating it or whatever else.
And if you don't have merch, then you're just screwed. Hey, let's go.
All right, I think that's all. Thank you again, Dom, for having or for
problem,
coming
it was
over.
fun.
Thanks for joining us. We hope to have you again soon. Again,
Enjoyed
shout
it.
out to Chris Chan, Fedmeister, and we will see you guys next time.
At the top. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, we'll see you at the top.
Wait,
as
is that
well.
like a Wukong quote? Are you Wukong, man?
No, it's just what I say.
Oh.
Okay,
Let's
see you at the top,
see you at
boys.
the top, boys.
Bye.
Wait, aren't you just gonna be at the top and they're not gonna be? Whatever. Never mind.
Sorry.